just our luck.
You are now entering Maximum Driftcast, the only drifting podcast hosted by a Spanish soccer mom, a 30-year-old silver-haired fox going on 60, and finally, a 200-pound bowl of spaghetti with chimichanga arms.
The champions, we are the champions.
And welcome to Maximum Debatecast. Tonight's debate will be between
I don't want to
Corey
do this.
Hosford and Sam Nalvin for the
Yeah. Here's
the
a big
position
question.
You know
of
what? Fuck you, Sam.
supreme
here's a
leader
question.
of the
I'm gonna
drift
call
world.
you. I'm
What?
gonna call you a coward right now because you know what I'm doing. I'm eating a fucking big juicy burger,
Is that a cheeseburger? Or is that
Yeah,
fake
double.
meat?
It
You want
looks-
fake meat or real meat?
double cheeseburger. I'm eating it on stream with my video
that
on
beef?
because I'm not a fucking coward.
Is that a beef? Is that a beef burger?
Back to you, Corey, Mister. I turn my camera off when I'm eating.
Gentlemen,
Hey, is that a beef burger?
Gentlemen, behave.
You know what? I'll eat a Beyond Beef
What?
burger too because I don't give a shit. But I
You're a
prefer beef.
motherfucker.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to ask this gentleman with the beard to shoot both of your ass.
Hold
both
on.
of your.
Why don't we just ask Taylor? What do you do? All beef or do you do fake meat? What do you do? Say it. Be honest too. Don't lie.
Yeah.
What do you do? Are you a fake meat guy or real meat guy?
A real meat kind of guy.
Motherfucker. Sam, eat a dick. Sam told you.
This is a beef burger. But
Told you,
again,
Sam.
I'll eat whatever, dude. I'll eat Beyond Burger. I'll eat
Ugh.
vegan A's.
I tried the Beyond one and it's beyond awful.
All right.
You should definitely eat burgers that have way more steroids in it because you look fucking small. I believe the
look-
wrong word.
look-
you look
Hey, you
small.
believe-
You look small. You look
Okay.
tiny. You're just a
Really?
tiny man. You should
Really?
have some, yeah, you should have some sort. Oh my god! Look at those little arms.
Oh, welcome to the gun
Whoa.
show.
That's a beef
Whoa.
set. That's not even a bicep. That's a beef
That's a
set.
beef
Grade A,
set?
grass-fed American vein
Meat.
muscle.
That's an American piece of meat.
All right.
Damn, Sam.
All
Sorry,
right.
Taylor, you came in at the wrong time. This show's supposed to be about you, but Corey's here acting like a dumb bitch.
oh,
sorry, Corey.
really?
Corey, did you bleep that? Can you bleep that?
Hold on,
Corey,
say it
bleep
again.
that.
Say it again. Yeah, say it again.
Corey's here acting like a dumb bitch.
There you go.
Yeah, okay, got it.
Perfect.
That's not true. Corey's a smart.
We knew it was gonna
handsome
be
boy.
a terrible show today when Paco started up the stream and
Yeah.
Windows shutdown sounds and
Yeah.
fucking full meltdown of
I
the
pushed.
computer
I
already.
just. I
started.
pushed the wrong button. It was just like, tell me, nah.
Okay. That's that
Not
Paco.
today.
Not
Big
today.
Big boomer energy we're talking about. Now, Taylor, have you ever used a computer before? Because maybe you could share some tips.
No, today was my first time. Paco can attest to that while I tried to get headphones to
I was
work.
having a
Hey,
hard time turning
so-
it on.
One thing, Taylor, is Sam and I have been trying to kick Pac off the show for like a really long time, and you sound like you're a lot smarter at computers than Paco. What do you say?
He's already wearing a hat too, so
Yeah.
Paco's the only person that ever invites me on the show, so then, then
Well-
I'll never get to come.
He's the only one that has your number. If you want to
Yep.
shoot me, slide into my DMs with that
Yep.
those digits. I'll give you a text next time.
Yep.
Then we
And-
can bypass the whole Paco situation.
Well, the thing is,
No,
you don't
no,
need
we would
Paco when you
never.
take a spot. You can be on the show every day.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
boy.
who's
Look
gonna?
at-
But
I-
can Taylor run the Controlium like Paco does? I mean,
Well,
that thing
definitely
is like a
not.
two. Like when have you seen the computer system? It's like a two-stroke. He's got to get the right mixture of gasoline and oil, and then he fucking rips that thing. before
Where's
the show
Big Balls?
starts up.
Big Balls have done a no call no show for the past 6 months.
he's
Mhm.
actually he's building his Lincoln. His Lincoln.
Navigator?
His Lincoln,
Lincoln
drift
Log.
car. His Lincoln Log. So, Taylor, there might be a new luxury drift car out there in the.
Yeah.
Yep.
What kind of Lincoln we got
It's
coming?
a Mark 8.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, look at that beautiful background.
Look at Taylor just happy as
So-
shit.
For
Always
audio only
happy.
listeners, we've got Taylor Hull here. He's wearing his Cowboys hat. Dallas Cowboys fan himself, true
Yeah.
blue. I got my Taylor Hull background. I'm eating a hamburger with video on. Corey and Taylor, we haven't spoken to you probably for like about a year-ish, but
Something like that.
you decided to get good at drifting since then.
Yeah, I did. I got really, bored of just
Made the executive
coming out and
decision.
sucking and only
Yeah.
getting to top 32. So
No, I
decided
mean,
to do different this year.
it takes balls and skill and money and time and effort to get into top 32. And but even when you weren't getting past that, you and your wife have been some of the nicest people in FD. And I think
Yep.
everyone that's been to FD and the for fun events and the other events like have all mirrored that, which is awesome. that you guys were already a pillar of the community in that regard. But in the 4 lightning rounds that have occurred in the past month, you have done pretty goddamn well.
I appreciate that. Yeah, it's a lot better than sucking. I have to say.
Yeah, yeah, that's a bold statement. Can we put that on the
You,
DVD
hey,
box?
Corey, you hear that? Maybe you
What's
can
up?
maybe you can get something out of this conversation.
No. I'm
Holy
not
shit,
taking-
Paco! Can you take it easy on Corey?
No. The thing is, I don't want to take it because guess what? I'm back in the pits drinking beer and hanging out with you guys much
Getting
sooner.
HJs. Getting
Yeah, I'm
HJs.
getting just pulled on in the pits. So you
Uh-huh.
tell me what you
That's
want,
the
Paco.
strategy.
What do you want, Paco? Come on.
I want to see you back on top, Corey.
You know what Paco
I'm
does?
tired
Paco
of-
Paco sits in general admission with a headset on like he's a spotter. That's what Paco does
And
at the events.
and Corey will never be on top because he's a power bottom.
100%.
Yeah, and I was to say I was tired of you being a bottom.
No, he's a power bottom though. It's different, Paco.
True.
Taylor, are you more of like a verse top or a power bottom? I feel like I get in this subject a lot, but it is important for the fans to hear. Taylor, what do you think?
Jesus.
Oh man, that's a tough call. I'm
Yeah, it
gonna
is.
leave that one up to the imagination.
All right.
Woo.
All right. Do you have
Sam,
any-
can you Sam, if we're to leave it up for the imagination, I'm gonna turn it over to Sam. What do you visualize, Sam, when he says that? Leave it up to you. What would you
I mean,
visualize?
cowboy hat still
Yeah.
on, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah.
Socks on always.
Yeah.
Taylor's toes never see the light of day, and that is a promise he made to his grandpappy
For sure.
on the deathbed. And I'm so proud of you for keeping that true. I'll never take off your socks, Grampy.
No.
And
Tube
so yeah,
socks and
socks
hat.
on, hat on. And I'd say he's kind of like a side boy, like, you know, like kind of like Burt Reynolds, like laying on a couch. Like if you just Google that, I'm sure I'll find like a good image of that.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of like that. He's chill, but he's active.
Oh yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, I know
Taylor
what you
is-
mean.
Taylor, is any of this accurate?
Oh yeah, totally accurate.
All right,
See?
cool, cool.
Good imagination, Sam.
So I feel like we haven't had like a hard cut from the nonsense to the drifting on the show. We've kind of like flirted on the line, just kind of like, you know, deciding like, oh, are we gonna start talking about drifting? Nope, we're back to position. I don't know if
Sam,
we
that's
wanna-
called either having a hard off or a hard on. We haven't had a hard off in a long time.
Okay, yeah. So before we get into it, for sure, let's analyze Taylor Hall's room.
Yeah.
It looks like there is a kerosene or whale oil candle on your table behind you. What's the deal with that thing? Can you
What's
light that up?
That's a cool candle, dude.
That is obviously my wife's doing.
Oh, don't say obviously. I'm a fucking
Dude.
candelabra man myself. I've murdered a whale to make this gallon jug whale blubber candle.
Can we
on my
do? Hold
dining-
on, Sam. Can we do an I Spy instead of actually telling what you see? Let's do a full blown I Spy game.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Let's see.
I
Sam.
put the whole rest of the burger in my mouth
Okay.
like
go
a
ahead.
man. All right, so I'm gonna have to. I got ketchup
Come
on my
on.
hands, so I'm gonna touch my mouse. I spy
Okay, take a look. Take a look.
what looks like it's about 12 inches long,
Okay, keep going.
cylindrical,
Okay.
very black.
Oof.
Ooh.
Can I ask
I-
a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Is it attached to anybody?
It
Sometimes.
looks-
Sometimes.
I mean, it looks like it might be mobile, but also it might, like, I don't know if it's right now suctioned to
Okay.
something. Like, it looks like it's standing upright in the background.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, your guess is as good as mine. It's just this blurry black oblong shape. I'm curious. Taylor, do you
Wow.
know what I'm talking about?
I would say my dog, but she's white, so I don't know.
Okay, well, we'll leave it to the imagination. We can move into drifting, I think.
yeah. Let's do a hard off right there.
Yeah, hard off right now. And then, of course, we had our first super chat come in. We'll get to that in a second. Don't forget, if you're watching live on the YouTube, you can do a super chat question, and you could ask me anything of us or Taylor or make a statement, and we'll read it.
Sam needs new socks, so
And-
he could totally use that super chat money for new socks.
What do I need?
Socks.
Why do I need socks?
Because all the other ones are super hard and crusty.
Exactly.
I've never understood that, by the way.
Do you have
Yeah.
tube socks?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Sam's
Um,
just royally.
No, and again, I know that at this point, I probably talked about everything down this path on the show. I've never understood the whole messing up your own socks thing. Like, that's where my tootsies go. Like, put it like in your pillowcase or whatever, but like not your socks.
Come on, Sam. Your feet are wrecked anyways. It doesn't matter.
All right, now we can move into drifting. Drifting, Taylor. So you're the caddy man, which Paco has always been very excited about because Paco
Yeah.
used to run one of them bad boys. but you
Never
we
professionally.
we got the basics down. We've talked to the show before, so we don't need to know. We don't need to know your whole story. So why don't you wrap it up? But we do want to know like what has changed. Why for the good driving now?
So basically, I attribute it to a couple of things. The first of which is I think I stayed in the seat maybe more than anybody else this off season. I didn't really have an off season. We didn't do a full tear down on the car, just a kind of quick basic refresh. And the series down in Florida, Clutch Kickers, decided that they were going to run some events this year, and we did the first one of those back in December or January, and then they decided they were going to do a big full series, paying $10,000 to win each event. So I'm only 4 hours up the road. My parents live in Pensacola, not too far from there, so it was just too close and too much money to ignore. So we went down there and just stayed in the seat a ton this off season. So I think that's one big piece of it. And you guys may not know, but the car was pretty much still stock body through the end of last year, even through the end of Irwindale. And with the rear quarters being stock, I had to run just a little bit of camber in the rear to make them clear. And we finally were able to get some over fenders. My buddy Corey Cox made me some fiberglass over fenders. We came over and spent like a week making over fenders, which is the worst process ever.
Paco, do you know about this?
I've done a few over fenders here and there.
Yeah, you probably could have saved us a lot of trouble because we tried to do all sorts of devil worship to try and make them work.
I was about to say, like, it looks like your car, like you could use like a fresh ATS shell.
Here we go.
So if you find one, let me know. Send it over, and we can probably make some. Like some freshes.
Yeah, you couldn't make it off of this one anymore.
Yeah, no, I can tell.
So your secret is over fenders.
No, what I'm getting at is we were finally able to widen the car up, which let us be able to put some positive camber in it and lower the car down a little bit, and I think just put more grip in the car. And that's been those two things combined, putting grip in the car and being able to get behind the wheel more often has been the difference.
Actually driving versus like just showing up to the 8 rounds or how many rounds and just trying.
Yeah, that's the only time you drive the car.
Yeah, I think that's huge. But I know we might as well get into it. If this is the first time you've listened to Maximum, what's that show called?
Something cast.
Maximum Driftcast. Give us the rundown of your car. Like what chassis and what have you done to make it go? Because this is kind of a unique car for FD and probably drifting as a whole.
Yeah,
drifting as a Taylor hole.
That's right.
Potential show title? I don't know.
Well, maybe.
Maybe.
Good one.
So it's the 2017 Cadillac ATS. It's got ATS V stuff on it, but I just bought it as a wrecked, stripped ATS coupe. So we did the normal drift stuff that you have to do, which is put a winter's quick change in and drive shaft shop axles and stuff. It's actually a divorce setup in the rear, which means the
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's comes from a broken family. But so the shock and the spring are mounted in two separate places on the rear control arm, but so
like a
that's the
BMW
setup in the rear. Yeah.
See, like
then,
that seems like is it trailing arms as well?
No.
Okay.
No, it's still complete independent rear and everything in the rear.
Because
if I'm not 5-link.
If I'm not mistaken, I mean Cadillac, since they brought the rear wheel drive back, they were mostly European chassis. Like I think the what's it called, the Catera, and then the CTS first gen CTS was pretty much like an Opel chassis. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, those Opels are pretty popular as just like missiles over there in Europe. So I was always wondering if the CTS and the ATS also like could have been just like more European influenced with that kind of suspension, because apparently they're very good. They have very good suspension geometry from factory.
It may be. It's called an Alpha chassis. It's like what GM named it, and it's the same as what the new Camaros are. But I didn't know if they came from like an Opel or a European chassis. That's pretty neat.
Like at least maybe inspired.
Yeah. And then on the front of the car, engine setup wise, it's a RHS LS7 427 Magnuson supercharger. Yeah, obviously we got a big comp cam in it, and LSA drive, trying dual belt deal, trying to keep the belts on it, and we've had a lot of success with that. We had a different setup before and threw a lot of belts with the old S14. Had to make our own angle kit. Nate with Bink Industries did the knuckles for it. It's actually they were the prototype knuckles for Odie's old Genesis, so we took those and kind of modified them a little bit to work with what we've got. But it's a McPherson car.
They're just the shared weird drift car knuckles that just kind of go on whatever weird drift car is next.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, anything weird in front steer, it'll work.
Corey, you have a lot of experience drifting and farting in Cadillac CTS style vehicles because you owned one when we first started hanging. You're rocking yours that was slammed to the ground while also having fun with them at Bondo Rock.
Mm-hmm.
And then also used to drive the CTS Vs at Bondurant.
Yeah. What's your take on these bad little babies?
Well, the thing was, I just never spent much time actually digging into them. I just drove them, right? I think that's the biggest difference is I drove a lot of them, but I never cared to modify them or change anything about them. So my use was much different. They were still super fun to drive, but like the older generation Vs weren't very good. Like some of the first gen CTS Vs were kind of like garbage, honestly.
Was that the one that you had in your street car?
Yeah.
Or did you have a second? Yeah.
No, first.
First
like
gen.
the later models would get a lot better, but I just used it. I never really dug too much into it, so I always thought they'd be fun drift cars. Like, so Nexon bought a Cadillac CTS-V drift car that
Red Dan.
Trent Beecham is hanging on to. But yeah, I drove that thing in FD Texas to do Nexon tire ride-alongs, and it just drove like shit. Like, it was terrible. It was straight up terrible. And they needed quite a bit of work to make them work. And
yeah, not many people do these things
No.
for any form of racing, really.
But the thing is, this Alpha platform, the new one, the one that's on the ATS and the new Camaro and the new CTS is completely different. It's more, it has been like re-engineered and it's like more tight, more light.
Yeah, the rear end design's different. It's a shorter wheelbase car. Like the CTS, I think is like 111 or 112 inch wheelbase car. Like it's like kind of similar to what the old Camaros like McQuarrie and Grunwald drove. And this is 108 inch, so it's like the new Mustangs, and I think the Supra is even pretty close to that size now.
108 inches wheelbase. I mean, that's probably still one of the longer wheelbase cars in FD. But man, like I mean, you were talking about all this work and all this preparation you did. That was 4 years ago.
Yeah. And
you've been campaigning this car, and it basically, I just remember, like, I think first year you just have some issues with drivetrain and that, but in itself, the car has been a workhorse. Like, doesn't like really fail, right?
No, as far as everything not inside the engine bay, it's been really, really good. We had some issues with some engine builders early on, kind of learning the hard way on things. Not all sponsorships are good sponsorships sometimes. And we chose to work with some engine builders that didn't quite get the job done, but we got a good one now in John Kazi Racing up in Winder, Georgia. And
which sponsors are not good sponsors?
The ones that keep your engine not running.
Oh, okay. All right. That's
Corey knows a couple of those.
Yeah, any of them that help your engine get holes in the side of it and make weird noises, those are not good sponsors.
Oh, no, I thought speed holes were good for race cars.
Well, speed holes come in different ways, Sam, and one of the easiest way to get a speed hole is to size something wrong. That's probably the easiest way to get a speed hole.
Yeah, I've heard about that. So what actually, fuck that. I can't go on any further until I read this chat question. Not a super chat. Don't worry, we're gonna get to that super chat in a second, Dylan.
This should have been a super chat, but I'm glad
this should have been. I'm elevating it to a supreme chat.
Okay.
Corey, you want to do the honors from some Skid Marky Mark?
Yeah. So we're talking about the CTS-V and Skid Marky Mark in YouTube chat. Brilliant man, by the way. This is like The modern
Love-
day
This is
fucking
a
Shakespeare.
this is S level commenting, level 12 out of 10.
And his profile picture gives you an idea. It looks like a Greek statue. Just a beautiful.
I'd say
Greek statue.
Roman.
Roman,
Corey.
maybe. It's a Roman. All right.
It's Greek.
Skid Marky Mark goes, I don't have any V-Bucks, but I need to know, is P stored in the balls?
I'll finish that, Corey. He
Can you
says,
please
I
help me?
don't have any V-Bucks. I'm so sorry. Someone Fortnite this man some V-Bucks. But I need to know, is P stored in the balls?
I mean, obviously, what a better person to answer that question than Taylor Hall himself.
Oh my god, dude, that is the best question.
Of course it is. I mean,
It's a good-
where else would it be stored?
It's like a bag. That's what it is, a pee bag. It's not a sack,
I don't
it's a
know
pee bag.
how I could have been this fucking stupid until now.
Can we give money to Skid Marky Mark?
Yeah.
How do we give
Just
him
pay
the secret?
him.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Paco, maybe you could like send him the Wikipedia page for P.
I mean, you mean the revised one
Tell us-
after we revise it to this
Urban
actual
Right.
Dictionary, yes.
We have chat right now. Stephen Kwan goes, please tell us. We need to know.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people have. This is more important than anything that's been happening politically in the
Yeah.
world. This is.
I think
something
Taylor. Yeah, I think
Is
Taylor
this
just
an
confirmed.
epidemic? This is the new biggest issue. Maybe they'll debate about that next.
Where's peace?
Yeah. Yeah. I think maybe we should have a moderated debate at the end of the show.
We should
about
have
that.
Skid Marky Mark on the show and just hit us
Bra-
with
get
quick
get down to the brass tacks, you know. Might as
more
well we're
bullshit.
here. Dylan, I'm so sorry that your question has to follow this one up, but Dylan, we appreciate the super chat. What was the biggest obstacle you had to overcome to make the Cadillac into an FD worthy chassis?
Chassis.
Building a custom one-off angle kit, and then replicating it after trying to change everything. You know, we put out one version of it, and then we kept having to change things with Ackerman and scrub radius and all kinds of different things to get it exactly the way we wanted it. When we first put it together, we had the trailing wheel getting like 10 more degrees of angle than the leading wheel, which was crazy and a really weird feeling on the car. And we drove it like that for like a year before Nick, my crew chief, figured it out. We were just driving around at Road Atlanta, I think in 2019, and he looked at it when I was pulling out of the pits. He's like, "What the hell's wrong with your car?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" It's like, "Why is your trailing wheel getting more angle than the
Hold on.
leading wheel?"
Tamara's being a creep in the background. She's creeping. I saw her behind the couch. Look at. I see you.
Shit.
Oh, there you go.
What's
Not
going
so
on back there?
sneaky.
They see you back there tomorrow.
Hi, Tam.
Sorry, Taylor. You may continue.
All good.
We lost it. We lost it.
Yep. No,
What-
it's gone
no,
now.
No, but that's wild. Like, how do you? Because I imagine that a lot of people that are going to be making wild drift cars, like people of the Paco mindset that want to make drifty cars that shouldn't be drifty cars. Like, how would you correct that wild ass Ackerman? Which I'm going to sound like a complete idiot asshole trying to describe it, of course, but it's the. I don't even want
It's
to.
how
Can
much.
you please? Yeah.
It's how much tires turn in relation to each other.
To each other,
basically.
yeah. I was gonna say about that, but I'm sure it would have been very wrong. But yeah, so you had one tire. So like when you're at lock, one tire was like a little bit more than the other because of just the nature of a steering rack. How do you
Yeah.
how do you fix that?
Yes. So if you're like in most normal drift cars, you either want them pointing exactly the same as each other, or you want, like if you're turning left, you're going to want the left wheel turning more than the right wheel. And I had it the opposite way, where if I was at lock to the left, my right wheel was turning more than my left wheel, and it scrubs a bunch of weird speed, makes the car drive down the track. And basically what we did to combat that is we changed the ball joint pickup location on the knuckle and moved it to make it where the steering would put the tires pointed the same direction.
Yeah.
We're running zero Ackerman now.
And I wonder how many people experience weird shit like that with like cut knuckles on cars. Like a lot of the that's like one of the first mods you do aside from like bucket seat, knee brake, and stripping shit down is like, oh, you chop your knuckles, which thankfully like on my car, like S14 stuff, there's like a pretty well established way to do it. But I wonder if
Right.
on like newer cars, like people that just chop their knuckles to get a little more angle, like how much are they actually fucking things up for themselves? Like, yeah, I'll get more angle, but it will not be in the right way.
Yeah, it definitely can happen. If you aren't familiar with how to do that, take it to somebody that is familiar with how to do that and work on suspension things. Because I definitely have made that mistake myself independently outside of the Cadillac too. Just you don't know what you don't know kind of thing until you mess it all
Suspension
up.
geometry is one of those, like, what do you call, like, mystic arts, like with some sort of wizardry. So hard to understand because there's so much shit going on in all different dimensions, and it definitely. I think. I mean, we've seen Odi Bakshis, for example, being able to set up the suspension on his car on a way where even with 600 horsepower, he was just keeping up with cars that had over 1,000, and basically just geometry and suspension setup and all that. To me, it's just like magic. I don't know how that works, but it's
Yeah. Also, that guy's an animal of a driver.
Yeah. It's
But yeah,
crazy
everything
seeing
you
him-
change it.
Quick sidetrack. It was crazy seeing him at Seattle with a broken, powered down car and still giving people a run for their money. Like, Odie is such a monster this year.
yeah.
Yeah, you could tell the car was hurt, but I mean,
But he still was like
absolutely gave it
keeping
hell
up
trying.
with. He was keeping up with who was he up against? Was that Vaughn?
Yeah, it was Vaughn.
Yeah, he was like keeping up with Vaughn. You can tell the car was suffering, but
Mhm.
Vaughn looked fast as shit, and he was like right there still.
But see, like
Yeah,
that's
Yeah,
but you
without
know-
a supercharger.
Yeah, and if the car had full power, like he would have been up Vaughn's ass. But it was wild to see.
But that's the beauty. That's the beauty of having a car that is relatively simple build, because you're not depending so much on all this additional stuff. I mean, even without a supercharger, he just slapped the filter directly into the engine, and he was just running. You're running NA, right? Full NA engine.
No,
Oh, he's
we've got a Magnuson supercharger.
Oh,
on
no,
it,
oh yeah.
so-
Oh, okay. That's when you went to
he's
that.
running the Corey kit. Like, do you have dust in there spraying down your intercooler after every run so you don't explode, or your radiator?
Not this
What?
time.
Oh, bummer.
Fix that.
Yeah, we'll try and make it get hot from now on, and we'll make it have to do that. No, we finally have gotten it where the car doesn't get so hot now. But yeah, it's a Magnuson 2300. It's the heartbeat deal. It's been working really good for us.
Nice.
Car makes 991 and like 1180 foot-pounds of torque.
Hmm.
The ripper,
Sweet.
dude. Holy shish. How many cubic inches your motor?
It's a 427.
427.
Small
Yeah.
block, right? Aluminum.
That's right.
So it's basically a CO6 engine.
Yeah, very similar, just with good stuff inside.
Nice. And also,
Where-
so
I was going somewhere before I
Oh, we're-
interrupted you with
go for
talking
it.
about Odie. No, I was just gonna say
Oh.
that we were talking about something, and I rudely interrupted, as I always fucking do.
no,
before we
we're
got
just
going.
like talking about like vehicle suspension setup and but I mean, it seems like you got the car dialed, and this year, I mean, all this driving you did at the what's that, Clutch Kickers?
Yep.
You did you win 2 rounds?
Yeah, so we've won 2 of the 4 rounds so far at Clutch Kickers, and that's been a really cool little series. I mean, it's apples and oranges as far as like
Yeah.
Formula Drift to that. It's so different, but they want it to be. I don't think want to come up and try and rival FD to be the next Pro Series or whatever. They just they want to do their thing, and
Yeah, it's
the
different.
the Panhandle of Florida, and that's kind of leave it at that. And that's kind of what's cool about it, because we can go and run down there, and then we can go and run FD, and you get 2 totally separate things out of it. But it's been a lot of fun.
Like, I think a lot of people. Was it supposed to be like $10,000 prize for first place?
Yeah, 10,000
So
to win.
a lot of people, I've been seeing a lot of criticism for that series online, where like people's like, oh, it's not fair. Like all these Formula Drift drivers are coming into the series and they're annihilating. But I mean, I even commented in one of those comments at one point saying like, well, I mean, even though you are in Formula Drift, I mean, you were always like a top 32 driver. I mean, finally you made a top 16, which is awesome. But it's
Yep.
not like,
And eight.
and a top 8, yeah. But it wasn't like Von Gidding or Forsberg going into the series and just shitting on everybody.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
only that, you had at some point Taylor A in a Miata. I think he finished second. He
He
almost
got second to
he
Honadell
almost
and easily could have won that battle.
exactly. So I mean, it seems to me like it's a competition of skill, even though everybody
is.
can bring whatever.
Yeah, I mean, to be totally honest, I don't think my Cadillac is the best car that I could take down there by any stretch. It's a very small, very tight track with a lot of transitions. My car being, like you said, the longer wheelbase car, it's a heavier car. I think there's a lot of other cars that I could build that I would be much more suited to drive at a track like that.
Is there a tire width restriction or anything? How do they have any restriction, or you just kind of do what you do?
No, right now it's just kind of you run what you brung. I think they're looking at maybe doing a similar deal to FD, is maybe doing like something to do with weight and pre-tech the car at the beginning of next year with the success that they've had this year. I think they want to look at, expanding the rule book a little bit. So I'm sure they'll do something with that next year, but I don't know what it is yet.
I really am waiting for the series that will, and I'm so sorry, people that listen to every episode of the show. I'm gonna keep talking about it. I want to see the stock 240 or stock. At this point, I guess we could call it BMW E chassis. But like, they're running out too. Like, what do we do now? Do we do stock Cadillac CTS? Like, I just want to see a stock series with a welded diff. No, God, no. Like, when are we gonna see the stock series with a welded diff and an e-brake? And it's some sort of series with all the best drivers with good enough money to justify doing it, and all you have to do is bring this easy to come by car and beat the shit out of it.
It'd be fun to drive. I don't think it'd be that fun to watch.
Oh, but hold on, but you didn't hear the part where it is a survival round where everyone has to drift a looped course and the cars run until they die.
Right.
And then I guess there's voting involved. I'm not sure. It's complicated. It's all in my head. We'll get it on paper soon.
Yeah.
You know what would be better is if you put a monster truck out there that would drive laps back and forth.
Yeah. And like some cars get crushed, some people get killed. It'll be wild.
Right.
Like,
That would
I can't
be better.
wait. Yeah. Speaking of weird competition stuff, like our buddies at Grid Life also announced that they want to do something called Double Drift, or not want to do, are gonna do, and we're gonna help them. And there's still specifics to be ironed out, but I'm pretty excited for that. Potentially coming this November. But yeah, that's going to be like a new form of competition that will by no means be any sort of like thing that's similar to FD or I think any other competition rounds. It'll be a fun thing that's different, and I like that we can keep having these different forms of drifting that are more grassroots oriented and but also pros can show up, and like I think grassroots dudes don't need to be intimidated by that because the style of driving or the track or the rules or whatever will not diminish their chances of having a good time and potentially winning.
Grid life's all about just having a good time.
Yeah.
And partying anyway. I mean, that should be like a very loose, fun kind of thing.
Except this weekend. Grid Life Midwest is actually this weekend. I'll be headed out there to help MC.
Are you gonna be out there?
Yeah. Jared won't be there. He's at Ford Fest. So
Who
they
else is
brought
going
in
with you?
no one. It's just gonna be me.
No, Lorette.
That's gonna
No.
be so much fun.
No, there's gonna be. I think Chris Stu said. Did you guys watch some Alpine Horizon Grid Life?
Yes.
What was the nice gentleman that was talking to Jared?
Oh, is the race? What's his name? Chris.
Yeah. Anyways, he's
Yeah.
fucking dead because he's gonna be stuck with me. And
Light 'em
yeah,
up,
so,
Sam.
but yeah, they're like it's in the spirit of keeping the series alive, and just to make events happen. Yeah, there's a Grid Life. It is Grid Life Midwest, but there won't be partying and there won't be concerts. So there's drifting and grip racing, but it'll be awesome. And yeah, I'll be on the live stream. Corey was invited to drive, but he told everyone to. I think he said, "Eat my fucking ass," is what you said to everyone when they're like, "Corey, here's a handful of money. Please come and drive your beautiful car so people can love you." And you said, "Suck my butt, my wet butt."
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow,
It's a
Corey.
very faint beep.
That's so rude.
Wet butt. Usually we censor that out, right?
Your butt.
Wet butt.
Wet butt. Yeah.
Yeah, we should censor that out.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. Regardless, it's we gotta make we gotta make drifting still go on in whatever form we can still do it.
Yep.
Otherwise, we'll die.
Yep.
Yes.
Well, kind of like going a little back to clutch kickers.
Oh, here we go.
Do you think all that driving? Because here's the other thing: at clutch kickers, it's a double elimination. Is that correct?
No, it's single elimination.
Oh, single elimination. How many drivers show up?
64.
Okay, so they had like a top 64. That's a lot of battles if you make it to the first place.
Yeah.
Twice.
They do the top 64 battles on Saturday night right after qualifying, and then they go into top 32 Sunday morning.
Got it. So you think all that driving you've been doing during the off season is part of what helped maybe make you feel more confident on your car for this season FFD?
Yeah, I do. There's some really, really good competitors down there. Granted, it is unlike any track we'll go to all year or probably ever in Formula Drift, because it's, top of second gear, bottom of third gear kind of track, very small. But the battles are super intense, super close quarters. And I think that's what's helped me kind of get real comfortable with chasing close. And the guys that are there are really good. There's, pro guys that have come down like Chelsea and Alec and Dirk and some of those guys, some Pro 2 guys like Dimitri, who won this weekend. He's come to all those rounds. And then some guys that don't run in FD at all that are just as good as any of us that have come out and driven, like Mike Pollard and Taylor Ray, like you mentioned, Ben Hobson, and Nick Castleberry, the owner of the series' son, is a very talented driver. And it's a cool thing because any of those guys, without any form of, formal license, can come and, see how they stack up. And it's a great equalizer, that track is, because it's just flat and tight and you can't be on throttle long. So having 1,000 horsepower really doesn't help.
I want to read some super chats, and then I want to talk about FD rounds Trace and Catorce.
Quattro.
No. You two told me what it was. And
you
it's
are not
Quattro,
Bono.
Paco. Bono? I am Bono.
Pro Bono?
I don't like where this is going, Paco. I'd appreciate it if you took it easy.
All right. Questions.
Ron Quila says, FDC tracks seem to favor the longer wheelbase cars like the Mustangs. Taylor, what's the wheelbase of the Caddy? We already covered it, Aaron. Pay attention. But for the record, what is it?
It's 108 inches. So I think it's exactly the same as a Mustang.
And I think that's pretty close to Corey's waist size, right? These days, Corey, do they still make that size in your pants for you?
108?
Yeah.
Oh, you must be talking about
108 wide.
100 something else.
Do you have a 108-inch dick?
Why do you think I'm kind of blacking out right now?
Around.
Yeah. The amount of blood it takes to pump into that thing that's why you're always just like,
I have the heart the size of a blue whale, Sam. I don't know if you know that. I got an MRI last week.
Okay.
Sam,
just to keep that python pumping. Yeah, I got you.
There's pipe juice, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Paco, what is it? I got to read the rest of this question.
There you go for it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna forget it.
Oh, sorry.
What track do you feel will suit your car best? Is the next part of that question.
Seattle and Irwindale.
like
Seattle's my favorite track.
Big banks.
Yeah, growing up oval track racing, I'm comfortable on the banks, and Seattle and Irwindale are my two favorite tracks, followed closely by Road Atlanta. It's just awesome having hometown crowd and everything. And Road Atlanta's a cool track. I just really like the ovals.
Yeah, it's such a fun event. Hopefully we get back to her. And then Sam, give me an update on the cats. I would grab one right now, but they are all sleeping, and I am going to be gone for 10 days after this, and I don't want to make them hate me.
Sam, I want an update on that hair.
Yeah, I was going to wait to see until you guys notice. So I did recently learn that the top of my hair is long enough to put in the top knot. So
wow.
I did undo it for y'all.
That's a solid man bun right there.
Yeah. It's just like, so I don't know if you can see.
Oh, shit. Do you have two?
Yeah. I'm not very good at making it. Also, that's Taylor behind me. So,
He's judging
yeah.
you.
I'm working on it. I'm gonna keep on growing this thing out, see where it go. I also would like to do a Witcher costume at some point for Halloween,
Yes.
so this is kind of gonna help me do it.
I'm gonna
I mean, I've
toss
already-
a coin at you.
Sam, I was
I'm
going to ask
already-
you a question. What happened last Halloween?
What was last Halloween? What did we do?
I thought you
Was that
were.
when you
Buffy.
and Uncle Joe were at the place, or was that
Yeah,
the year before?
that was last year.
Yeah, it was awesome.
That was a great time.
Yeah.
You didn't have a man bun then, which
No. I was that Data from Star Trek that year?
yeah, you were Star Trek.
No, it's fun.
No, what did I say? You weren't Data from Star Trek. Your name was.
I don't remember.
I fucked Sam up royally at a bar, so
Wow.
Are you not saying it, or you not? I don't remember what
I
happened.
don't remember it either.
All right.
I just
well,
remember
you
we
can-
got yelled at by everybody because we were being too.
Oh
loud and
yeah,
obnoxious.
because we should have
Yeah,
won the costume
We
contest.
should have ran the
and-
costume contest. We lost the sexiest costume contest.
No,
They
you
put us
did
on the-
win. No, you did win the sexiest costume contest for sure. What was
They
your
didn't
costume,
let
Corey?
us back on stage.
Yeah. What? Tell them about your costume real
I
quick.
was roller dad.
Roller Dad, correct.
Yep.
So they were like sexiest costume, and Corey's up there on stage, roller skates on, windbreaker on, short shorts, looking sexy, looking
Wrist
good,
guards, helmet.
sensual, sexy, you name it, all the things. And then like there's like 3 other people, not sexy people,
Not
and
at all.
Yeah.
and when they were like it was a voting was based on cheers, and like the largest crowd of everyone, around the world, it was unilateral.
It was.
Everyone
massive.
cheered. Corey showed his butt, and then he did like a break stop on like the front of the roller skate,
Yep.
and everyone was cheering and
Went
crying.
insane, dude.
And
It was like the
boners.
opening to a Bon Jovi concert, dude. I was
John
up
Bon
there.
Jovi was
Yep.
there, and he was crying. And then they're like, okay, this guy obviously fucking rips, and they're like, who wants this person to win? And then this one person, they had like 3 really loud friends. And the 3 really loud friends just were like, "Bleh," and it made the noise of like it sounded like a banshee or like a medieval luck dragon or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they were like, okay, tough to say, but we're gonna give it to that person.
And
then
no, the
Corey,
reason is the guy got mad because we tried stealing the microphone because he wouldn't let us do a speech.
that's
Oh.
right.
Probably
Yeah.
afraid of his dragons.
Dude, we
Yeah.
tried giving a victory speech and the dude told us
Uh-huh.
to fuck off on stage.
Yeah.
I think that's why we lost.
And then they said that this year we could be the judges, but this year I don't think there's gonna be a Halloween
We're not-
party, which is
we're not doing
unfortunate.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's that story.
Taylor looks
Um,
very entertained, by the way, with your
Taylor
story.
is entertained. Taylor's wearing his
Yeah,
roller
so-
skates right now. Taylor, what are you
Yeah.
going to be for Halloween?
Aren't you entertained?
I'm afraid we're gonna have a costume party at FT Texas. I don't want to give
Oh
it away
yeah,
yet.
I forgot
right.
that they moved. Okay, that is exciting. At least they moved FT Texas to
You know-
Halloween.
hey, I have an idea.
NASCAR.
I have an idea.
What?
Every driver dresses up as a different driver.
That's dumb.
Oh.
Yeah, I'd rather do like sexy versions of stuff.
Or sexy Taylor Hall, sexy,
Yes.
sexy
Okay,
Ryan,
hold on. There's
sexy
something to
Ryan
this.
Turk.
Maybe just everyone dresses sexy. So like Taylor Hall is sexy Taylor Hall, and like you cut
Right.
the nipples out of your race suit, you know. And
Right.
Or they can all just dress as like slutty bumblebees.
Uh-huh.
Which everybody else, just find a slutty animal dressed as that bumblebees, butterflies.
I can't
Or-
wait. I can't wait for sexy Andy Luck.
Yeah, that'll be very nice.
Ooh.
Or what I recommended to Ride Sage, if you recall earlier in the year, was body paint, body suits, race suits, body paint race suits.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what it is. So like day 1 or day 2, Texas, whatever. And it's hot out there. Maybe not so hot later in the year now. But instead of race suits, y'all just do
Do
body paint.
body paint.
And that could be fun.
And the thing is, the new rule this year for the body paint, right? Is you
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
have to run 2 miles before you get into your race car.
Yes.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, it's a Le Mans start.
Yeah.
So everyone
it's
has
2
to
miles.
run. It's a 2-mile Le Mans
It's
start.
a 2 mile Le Mans start. But that's
Yeah.
by the time you're sweaty and the paint's like 90% gone.
Yeah.
So then it comes in the nude drifting, actually. It's
And
a
the
new
part
sport.
though is that you do have to Vaseline up your thighs because the
Yeah.
slapping around of the
yeah.
snake will cause irritation.
Oh, what? Oh, 100%. See, you've done this before.
Oh yeah, I've run around naked a lot.
You used to do amateur go-kart racing at like K1 speed.
No, KY speed.
KY.
They'd slick you up. Yeah.
Mhm.
Guys,
Next,
there's another super chat question.
I was getting to it right now.
from before. You saw that one? That was a lot older.
Oh, Chris Nelson, that one.
Yes, I got it.
Fuck it, well, why don't you do it?
Yeah, from Chris Nelson. This one's for Taylor. How heavy is the car?
It's trying to remember. We just weighed it. I think it was 3210.
Wow, that's actually pretty light. Such a big
So much
car.
as-
And
Yeah, some,
are you going to chance it and drive the last round of clutch kickers?
yes.
Oh,
That's correct. I like
bold
I like it.
strategy. Let's see if it pays off.
Yeah, that's the plan. We're leading points down there right now, so trying to win the championship.
Nice.
Also, fuck it. Like you're doing very well this year in FD, clearly. But
worked so far.
if you're not in the running for like the championship in FD, fucking run that car every weekend. You know, like you can
Yeah.
still you can still do really well. And I like where your head's at, and that you're just driving the shit off that thing. I guess is what is it? No, driving the piss out of the balls of that thing.
Right.
Straight clean from the balls. And then let's do that super chat. Then I want to talk about FD. Ben Trantor says, is losing Nick Gross when he inevitably makes a run for Pro 2 going to be a huge blow, or will you try and talk him into sticking with you for pro events?
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, but if he's gonna be doing Pro 2, that's a different day. It actually
Yeah.
even makes sense.
Yeah, but
You
he's got
know-
to prep his own car, and he's going to be focused on his own program.
We'll see what that looks like, when the time comes. They've got a lot of balls in the air.
Full
And
of
a lot of
piss.
piss in those
Full
balls.
of piss.
A lot of piss in those balls. Yeah, he's got a lot of things in the air trying to figure out what they're going to do next year. Obviously, he's a very talented driver in his own right. So if he wants to go and run Pro 2 or any other series for that matter, I'll try and support him the best I can. But to answer the question, yes, that would be a huge blow. He's our crew chief. This is the second year with us now, and he's a huge reason for the success that we're having.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice.
This is from Mikhail Jojovic. He says, hey, are you from Georgia or Texas? Wanna live for ATL on your FD buyer?
I don't really know, and I'm not sure where that came from. My hometown, or I guess where I was born, is Dallas, Texas, but I live in South Atlanta. So
Oh.
I like how I made that
Yes.
Dallas Cowboys rap at the beginning of the show, and I had no idea.
Yeah.
yeah, so love for both.
Love for both. Hey, this is
Oh.
my impression.
Mi-
of
Mr.
Texas
President.
accent. Oh, hey.
How's
This
it
is
You're
me.
going?
so good at it, Sam.
Thanks. Holy. Yeah, that's all the super chats for now. We'll do another round at the end of the show if you want to get a super chat in. We appreciate all y'all so far.
Let's get back to
I can keep-
drifting.
I can afford to buy more scrunchies for my ponytail.
That is so
Starting-
dumb.
yeah, not fucking rad. Are you just jealous because you don't have the locks to accomplish this at this point, Corey?
No,
Let me
I
see
hear
yours.
it.
I would rather have the Hulk Hogan haircut than that. Bald on the top, long on the sides.
You're working on it.
I am working on it. That's one thing I'm going for. I don't want a little man bun. Do I look like Ninja Gaiden or something? Do I look like a
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat character or what? What am I? What are
It
you going
does.
for?
It does feel cool. I do like it. What was I gonna say? Oh, yeah, FD.
Yes.
Let's talk about it. So let's talk about your runs first. So day 1, round 3. What's so funny?
I'm just laughing at your little man bun like that's just a little handlebar.
It's distracting now.
Yeah, I'm just noticing. I was like, is that like something with saddle? Like Stephanie hangs onto that thing? It's just
Yeah.
yeah, it's a little saddle, something she can pull
Yeah.
on.
It feels good.
Yeah, it
Well, the
does.
problem is, so I went to the beach today, and then I got in the shower, and it's like at this point, if I
This is
don't
fucked.
if I put stuff in my hair, like hair gel stuff, which I have to do, otherwise it turns into
Right,
like a
right.
Jewish Einstein fro.
Yep.
Then they're like, what's the point? Then like I have to go to bed in a couple hours, and it's like then
Yeah.
I get it all over my pillowcase, right?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
True
So at this
point.
point, what do? I can put on my headphones and just like try to pull my hair back so it doesn't turn
Yeah.
into the big Jew fro, or I could do this very sensual, very cool top knot for you
Wow.
and
So
Taylor. Do it for Taylor, and then now Taylor's not impressed because you keep on making fun of it, and now
Taylor, are
Taylor's
you
not.
impressed by that?
Corey, you're
No,
embarrassing.
I feel like that's sexy, Sam.
Thank you.
Sam.
Thank you.
The
That's
thing
all.
is, that's why Sam needs to wear a cowboy hat because I barely just cover it up.
That's-
So when you greet people and you bow to
Oh.
them, then they see your little unicorn, your reverse
That's all I'm
unicorn.
trying to say. And the cool
and then
part
you
is
set it
though,
back on.
the cool part is though, with creepy Taylor behind me for the video only listeners, it looks like, hey, I'm wearing a cowboy hat. You can see that,
Very,
right?
very large one.
It's almost like if you're wearing Taylor Hall as a suit.
Should I
Oh.
should I keep the framing like this from now on?
Yes.
Like he's looking over you.
Judging
like, Sam,
eye.
What are you looking at? Sam,
The-
why are you on
the eye of the
Pornhub.com?
tiger.
Should I tickle him with my top knot?
Yeah. Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Okay,
FT jokers.
Yeah. Woo,
So
finally.
first things first. It does show on the day one, which is round 3 of this year of the God's year. You went up against Jeff Jones, but Jeff Jones' name is not filled in on the bracket on the FD website. That shows in the top there too, Jeff Jones versus Byron, and then it's just empty for the
Yeah.
top
By
16.
one.
So
Jeff-
I guess that means that
Jeff Jones lost his
Byron.
Jeff Jones lost his battle against Byron on day one,
Yes.
which was
So
pretty
I
sad.
also realized that I didn't understand how qualifying worked because I could have sworn, and it totally makes sense because my brain is addled, and this past 8 months has felt like 20 years. But what are we doing with qualifying right now? So we're seeding randomly.
No, the winner of the previous round pulls
Picks a number.
picks
Yeah.
a number, and if the between 1 and 16. So if his number is 10, he starts in position number 10. So
Okay.
second guy starts in 11, third guy starts
No.
in
Nope.
It's
change-
close.
Okay.
So it took me a while to figure this out because it's definitely some devil worship. But so Vaughn, I think.
Wait, did
drew
you say
5.
devil worship? Hold on.
Oh yeah.
I fucking knew that Ryan Sage was a Satanist. I could tell by the pentagram on his forehead that he carved last night. But
I mean, if you know
That's a pretty good
better,
giveaway.
the devil went down to Georgia.
It did.
So continue.
So JR drew 5 after this round. So he'll be 5th. And what? JTP finished 2nd. So JTP will be 4th. It goes in descending order.
Oh, it's the other way around.
Yeah.
How?
And what do you mean by 4th? Just like what, like the qualified place? Like that'll be
Right. He it would have been like he qualified 4th.
Yeah, I
and then-
gotcha.
How did Jeff
Okay.
Jones send them in number 1 position?
Because they drew 15, I think.
So
did
it
it-
went all the way up. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so whoever won last round was Chelsea. So Chelsea was 15. So then it went in ascending or descending from there. So
Yeah, whatever it is.
Odie was 14. That makes sense now. And then Turk was 13, and so on and so forth. Okay, that makes sense. So Jeffy got a bye. Mr. Hole was 17, and you went up against Mr. Reader, and this is hometown track, and we've seen Reader drive the shit out of this track. So tell us about that battle.
Yeah, so Reader actually beat me at round 2 in top 32 at St. Louis. So this was a bit of a redemption battle for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun how that works out. Too,
That's his
when
hometown.
like you see these people stack up against each other, like once again, like Turk and Osbo, or like there's a dozen other battles where this happened again.
Yep. So we went one more time at St. Louis, I think. But anyway, he ended up beating me. And so it felt really good to beat him here, especially it being his home track, because obviously he's super familiar there and comfortable, and he rips there, and he was looking really good in practice, and we beat him. So that was awesome.
Yeah.
I really felt super comfortable right off the truck here, even in the rain, which I honestly didn't have a whole lot of confidence in.
Yeah.
I just have not driven my car or almost in general drifting in the rain. So that was, I wasn't sure how that was going to work
It's a
out.
different experience. How did you do in the rain? It wasn't raining during the competition, was it? I don't think so.
No,
It was just-
but-
it's all practice. Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as we unloaded Thursday, it was pouring down rain, and I was the first car in line.
Oh,
Just trying
shit.
to go ahead and go ahead and start getting practice in the rain.
The leather
I,
seats, man.
I watched an old video of Forsberg drifting Seattle in the rain back in like 2015, just to kind of get
So
a
you
little
were
bit of an
ready.
idea.
You were ready to go at this point. You just 100%ed it right at the wall. You yeeted into that corner.
So much heat.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, so we got some practice in the rain and kind of.
What did you learn? What'd you learn about drifting in the rain?
It's still faster than you'd be comfortable with at Seattle,
Yeah.
drifting in the rain.
I can't. I
if-
can't imagine the speed and the angle required to do the bank in the rain. And we saw a bunch of people do it, like in Pro 2, for example. But like it was. I can't imagine doing that.
I mean, it's still only like half as fast as it is dry, but it's
Right.
super sketch in the wet.
But that's what I'm saying is you have to maintain a certain amount of speed to actually link that. And
Oh,
in
yeah.
the rain, that's a completely different experience, I imagine.
What's even more sketch is when the bank is dry and then the whole infield is wet, which is how it was for
Yeah,
like, the
that-
second practice.
Yeah, that beautiful the sewer alley where there was just a foot or 6 inches or whatever of standing water. That was fun.
Yeah, that's kind of how it was when me and Travis battled. It was, not quite that exaggerated, but it was still wet coming off the bank, and then it was
Really?
really wet right there coming into outer 4. and I think he ended up spinning behind me on one of the turns.
Yeah.
And that obviously helped solidify the win for us.
But wasn't your first victory in St. Louis?
Yeah, I beat Dean in round 1 to get into top 16. That was my first ever top 16.
Dean, as in James Dean, right?
Right.
Yeah, obviously.
No,
Carney.
Carnizzata.
The carnival man.
That was a pretty let's just say pretty Lorette came to talk to you, and obviously like that's a moment that everybody remembered, and I think at that point you gained a ton of fans because it just showed like so much heart and so much passion.
You're so happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a mess right then. It was good though. I mean, it was real. That's how I was feeling. I was definitely struggling trying to keep it all together, and it's just a lot. This is our 4th year in pro, and to have gone this long without a top 16, you definitely wonder if you should keep going, or if this is something that you can do.
Yeah.
I always felt like it was something that we could do. We had a lot of issues with the car, and then trying to develop me and develop the car. And I always said I'd quit when I felt like we weren't going to be able to do it or weren't competitive, and I still felt like we were progressing every round. And now I think that finally shows.
And I think especially now where the bracket is so competitive, it's extremely tough. Like a lot of people don't get how hard it is to get to top 16. Like a lot of people just think it's like, oh, everybody should make it to top 16 every now and then. It's not that easy.
No, I mean we didn't break any rounds last year. We got beat 8 times in top 32. I mean, no excuses.
Yeah.
Car didn't break.
Yeah.
It was
Well,
me. I mean, but you're going against literally the best guys in the world that do this.
Yeah, I truly believe though that like anyone in top 32 can beat anyone. Like it's like there's been like looking down in this bracket, like I feel like Rome almost fucked up field. I feel like
he took Justin one more time the next day too.
yeah, exactly. So it's like there's new people in there, and there's veterans that have been there for a while that also do impressive shit. Like
you can't sleep on anybody.
Yeah, top 32 is very aggressive these days.
Yep.
Well,
everybody stepped their game up a bunch. So,
day one, then you went against Essa. What was Essa seems to be in older, not older version. He's a progressed Essa form, but like what's Essa?
Not to mention Essa just podiumed the day before.
Yeah.
No, that was that day. So
we're talking about this day. This is day one.
Sorry,
still.
my bad.
So I beat Reeder in 32. Jeff had broke in practice. I was actually behind him when he broke in practice. He broke a belt, which I can sympathize with. I did a lot of that when I had my S14. But he broke a belt, hit the wall, and wasn't able to get to the line. So I got an automatic bye into top 8, which is when I faced Essa.
Is that why his name's not on the bracket? They were just like, you don't get your points because you can't make it to the line. Is that true?
Yes, it is true. Like,
oh shit!
The way that happened, the bye actually beat Jeff, which really sucks for him. Yeah.
Like literally, the bye made it to top 16.
He didn't get top 16 points, even though he had the bye. The bye got top 16 points.
Why didn't I guess they just out of respect for Jeff, rip Jeff, like they just didn't put bye in the bracket here on the webpage because they're just like that hurts.
He's got more points.
I don't know. I just felt so bad for Jeff.
Yeah.
That sucks. I've been in that position. It's awful.
Byron gets the win.
But yeah, so then I faced Essa, and I had like the most freak dumb thing happen to my car when I was chasing him. So
that's right. Shut down, right?
I didn't have an awesome chase on him on the bank, but I had caught up to him right at the end of outer zone 1, and when we came off the bank, there's not a big bump like Orlando, but a little bit. And when I hit the bump, the car just shut off. But all the lights came back on, and what had happened is the negative battery terminal had gotten a little loose. So when I hit it like jumped and then set back down, so all the power came back on, but. The car had shut off at that point.
Damn Cadillacs, man.
No, that was all on me.
Yeah.
Just so dumb. I mean, we nut and bolt a car literally every time we change tires, and who nuts and bolts a battery. But
everyone does. That's number one. You get to the track, you turn on your battery.
I can tell you who else does now.
Yeah. That was my like honestly first experience with a car not starting when I was like 16, and I was like, oh cool, this badass Fox body 88 Mustang that I did done by like is broken, and then my dad, who's also not a car guy, I mean I should say also because I wasn't yet at the time either, but like he came out and he's like, oh yeah, and like he hits a hammer against my like negative battery terminal, and start it up. I'm like, oh, so cars are magic. Got that, cool. But yeah, if you're folks at home, if your battery connections are loose, your car don't go.
They do not.
Wow.
So that sucked.
We're getting very technical here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wasn't going to use my 5 minute at that point. I didn't know what happened, but the car fired back up, so I just rolled back over the line and had a really good lead run against him, but obviously nothing to overcome the incomplete in
Like
the chase.
At that point, yeah.
So, still proud of the run, but just a freak thing that happened.
Yeah.
So lost there, and so went on to get third, which was cool for Achilles.
Yeah.
And then moved on to the next day, just nut and bolted it, and found that issue overnight, and eased on into top 32 the next day.
And next day, you don't have any free passes.
No buys, nothing weird the next day. Nobody broke or anything like that. I had Farouk in top 32. I didn't actually get to watch him a lot in practice, but I led first and had a good lead, and he was a little bit farther back. He spun the tires a little bit. There was some water right there in the chase lane, and I think he knocked the tires off trying to get going, and I pulled a little bit of a gap on him there and kind of kept that throughout most of the track. And I gave him a little bit more gap than I intended to, and he had a really good lead run, but we still got the win there, so that was cool. Got another top 16, so literally had not gotten a top 16 in 3 years. Now I've gotten at least to there 3 out of 4 events. I'm like, this is crazy.
Start at the bottom, now we here.
You started getting spoiled there, man.
Yeah.
They look like, oh yeah, top 16, no big deal.
Ain't no big deal then.
Very big deal. I mean, just huge for our program, huge for my confidence. Obviously our sponsors, and having the fans be able to see you on the top 16 broadcast and be in there for opening ceremonies. It was insane. So at St. Louis, after that
that is
after
one of
that interview and winning, I literally sold more merchandise in that halftime break between 32 and 16 in that one event than I think I've sold in 3 years.
See, like
locally or online or both?
No, just there locally.
That's an interesting way of noticing, like, if there's really any kind of influence on making it or not. I mean, straight up, because like, I think like a lot of drivers want to make it to that point, that make it to the top 16 and be on the driver introduction, and the intro ceremony is like a big deal. It
is.
So, I mean, again, congratulations, man. Like that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
it sucks. Cool. It's such a weird year, though.
Yeah, it is such an odd year.
No audience, no fans in the stadium.
No, St. Louis had some. Yeah.
Yeah.
2020 has been a terrible year.
Texas is gonna have reverse social distancing. They're just gonna be a bunch of greased up cowboys on top of each other. Yeah,
that's
just greased up, doing Lego style.
Well, what you need to make sure that Jared says he is from Dallas, Texas. When you get your introduction in top 16.
If you really want to make the Cowboys throw them hats up in the air,
because I bet there'll be like shots fired into the air, and some people might start some line dancing.
Corey, how do you want to get to Texas this
year? Back in Chris Forsberg's RV again.
He sold it.
Yeah. Do you think the person that's in there still smells the farts you made?
Probably not. Maybe. No, because we lit them on fire, so they evaporated pretty quick.
That's what I was trying to get at. That's the next moral of the story today, guys. Hit your battery with a hammer, and also light your farts on fire if you don't want them to stink.
Uh-huh.
And that's another nugget of wisdom for y'all.
We usually charge for that type of info, but
yeah, we want that. This one's on us.
Our Patreons, guys. That one was sponsored by our Patreons.
I want to
So-
sponsor our Patreons. Make sure to check Corey and I out on OnlyFans. We have a dual
Mhm.
account. We support each other both
Billing
monetarily. Yeah.
Have you ever done that Flaming Blue Angel before?
The Blue Angel. Taylor, you
Yeah.
ever hit that?
No.
God, dude, you're fucking missing out, dude.
Really? That's wild. All right.
I'll let you show me in Texas.
Oh, dude. If we survive.
Corey, are you gonna make it to a live FD round this year?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to Irwindale.
Are you?
Yeah.
Where are you staying?
Your house
All right.
with Paco.
Yeah, and
And what's gonna happen?
New fart video.
a new fart video. That's what I thought. Taylor, if you want to wear, Corey owes the universe of video. And I actually, COVID happened because Corey didn't share this video of him farting Paco awake at my house 2 or 3 years ago. They were both sleeping on the couch together, and Corey did for some reason he was filming himself, and then
Let me
Paco was
reenact
in the
it.
background, and then Corey starts laughing, and then he farts a big old stinker, and then Paco
Wakes up.
wakes up, looks around
he looks
there's an
fucked up.
earthquake.
But
Yeah.
I woke up started like I really thought it was like I was like, this is California. There's
Yeah,
earthquakes
earthquakes do
happening
happen.
here. I
Um,
was startled. I thought of like, is this a seismic
What's up with you,
alarm?
man?
What's
And
going
then
on?
Corey has since then refused to share the video. COVID happened as a result. And I think he doesn't have it anymore, and he's still leading us down a false hallway of love and truth and justice.
So what's going to have to happen to share the video?
I did nothing. He's never going to do it. He's never going to do it. That's why we need to reenact it.
Don't fuck with me, Paco.
I
Yeah.
wasn't. I was just sleeping.
You
We
fucked
all
with me.
want the video. We want the video. It's never going to happen. It's fine. Corey let down the fans and he let down America, and that's fine if that's what he wants to do.
Yeah.
But you didn't let down America. You then went up against Taguchi. Tell us about it with Taguchi.
That was a really good battle. We had a really close battle on the first one. Ended up going one more time. I think on that one,
That was a fun one to watch. Whatever.
Yeah.
yeah, I got a little bit lost in his smoke on the bank, and when it cleared, his car was like right there, and I grabbed handbrake and foot brake and poured on angle, and I actually knocked his back bumper off with my back bumper coming off the bank, and neither one of us wrecked, but I definitely thought we were going to. And we finished both runs, and they couldn't decide. Ended up going one more time because I think right there where he did that, it wasn't a decel area, and it kind of messed me up a little bit just seeing him come through the smoke like a lot slower.
Days
than me.
of Thunder style.
Yeah, it definitely was that for me. And then on the one more time, I led first, had a really good lead again. Really, again, felt like our leads were super on point this weekend, and then had a closer chase than we did the first time, and he poured on just a little bit too much angle coming out of outer four and kind of came across my nose, and I clipped him in the right rear tire and sent him spinning into the infield. I think a lot of fans were confused of why I got the win there when we made contact and he spun, but I think even Kaz would tell you he was going to spin anyway.
Yeah. I think he has the coolest car in FD though. I really like that car.
That car is awesome. Jerry did a really good job building that thing, and it is a ripper. It's fast.
Yeah, there's a lot of weirdness on that day. I want to talk about, of course, the weirdest of the weird of Vaughn and JTP.
Oh yeah.
So
That was
did
a
you get
wild
to?
one.
Were you watching that?
Yeah, I finally got back up to watch that.
So JTP was extremely offline and left an entire car's width on an inner clip, and Vaughn went for the pass. And then JTP even said it in his interview with Laird afterwards. He said, "Oh yeah, I sucked back in because I wasn't going to let Vaughn pass me." So he didn't say the words, "So I hit him," but that was the implied thing that he said. And then as a result, based on the rules, and I don't think the judges made a bad call based on the rules, because that is how the rules are written, is that Vaughn was at fault for that. And thankfully, being at fault for the incident didn't mean that it was like a zeroed out run for him. It just meant that, like, oh yeah, he was at fault for
He's
the
on a
incident,
deficit.
and they ruled it a one more time, which I think they rightfully should have. And then maybe rightfully should have according to the rules written. and then Vaughn went on to
Or
win.
lack of rules written currently.
Yeah, and then went on to win the second day in a row. But like I after that, I like immediately started texting Lontaine and just like being like, okay, what's the new rule? And then I was texting Paco and Corey too, and it's like my initial thought on it was like, so I don't have the rule book in front of me, but the essentially the way it's written is that you have to make a clean pass. It has to be on an inner clip, and it doesn't seem like there's a lot of definition of what a clean pass is. Like it just says like,
there's not.
Yeah, you just have to pass them cleanly, and it has to be on an inner clip. And maybe there's another addendum to that rule, but obviously this is they ruled it not a clean pass. But it's like if Justin would have just stayed offline and not dove back in to hit Vaughn, he would have lost that run essentially. But because he went in and chose to hit Vaughn, suddenly, Vaughn's at fault now because the pass wasn't clean. So that's immediately in my head what the big problem with this rule as it stands is.
I think you make
the way I understand it is that, like you said, it's got to be on an inner clip, and if you make a clean pass, basically the car that was the leader gets an incomplete, and if you get past, then you get an incomplete. But there was no rule written to if you attempt to pass and don't make it. So that's what they're going to have to amend probably before Texas, if I had to guess.
I think Sam made a very good point while we were talking about it over the weekend, and he said that if a car that is trying to pass makes it to the inner clipping point, like the little square painted on the ground, before the car that's on chase, automatically that car becomes the lead car.
Yeah, that was my idea, and then that's what I said.
And I think it makes sense.
To Lontaine, and then I said that to Turk, and then he said, "No, that's dumb." But also Turk is dumb. So
well, but the thing is, like, it sounds dumb if you just like put it as a rule, because then like drivers are gonna try to hit that inner clipping point all the time just to become like, oh, I passed him. But I think that can work if the car is like officially off limits and the other car is making his pass at the point.
I mean, but if you can get to that inner clipping point without hitting the other car and get to an inner clipping point before the lead driver, I think that's a pass. I don't know.
So here's the way I look at that. In theory, it makes sense, but when you kind of digest that track by track, so it's pretty much the same to me at both St. Louis and at Seattle, the way that the courses are set up. So at both of those tracks, there's an outer zone right before the inner clip, and to be able to set yourself up for the rest of the track after that inner clip, we're going really deep into both of those outer zones, almost past those outer zones, and then coming back to the front clip, kind of almost straight across it instead of coming by it. And it definitely opens the door for that situation to happen should a chase driver cut the line a little bit, and then it's just a lot of information to process really quick when you're in the car trying to figure out, and I think it puts the judges in a bad spot trying to determine whether that was okay or not okay.
Yeah, what do you think the written rule solution is? And Corey, I see you making a fucking face over there, and I don't like it. So
I'm just thinking, go for it.
I'm calling on you next. No, it's fine.
No.
In my opinion, the rule should be if you're going to make a pass, you need to define what a clean pass is, and if you can make a pass without any contact, then it would be okay. But if
but then that just means that the lead driver that's losing his position can just turn into the other dude, and then the pass is not.
Well, here's how I view that. If JR had just chased Justin out where he was, he would have won that battle outright.
Yeah, but that's boring as shit because passes are cool, and that's why we have rules to allow them because it's cool as hell. Super initial D style when you snake up on the driver that's in the lead that goofs up a little bit. And
Impossible.
Granted, Takumi never fucked up like that, but also Takumi went against honorable drivers, minus some rounds on the toge, and that's fine. But still, you get that pass in there.
The MR2 guy wasn't honorable at all.
Yeah, and like the bubble gum death tape match or whatever. It's been a decade since I watched
Yeah.
the anime. But like, yeah, there were some nasty drivers, but Takumi got out of it. But Takumi wasn't also in a big old Mustang, as that super chat said earlier. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess I'm more in this situation. I'm probably Team Justin on this. We all come there to drift and put on a show, but we all come there to win. And he made a mistake. And I think he'd tell you he made a mistake.
Yeah, he
But
did.
when he sees he saw it slipping away there, and that was his only play.
Yeah, I would
but-
hit Vaughn too in that position as well.
I would have.
Like, yeah, I mean, it was all cool. It was all cool all the way around. I just feel like there should be more of a penalty if your ass in the lead gets past 9/10. Like, I don't know. Like, I guess there was. It did come out in the way that it was a one more
That's
time.
the perfect storm situation.
Yeah, I mean, it was a one more time, but it's a weird rule to have to write. And I mean, they could just say rule, no passing. If you pass someone, you're fucked. But then that's not fun because passing, like I said, it's badass when you can do it.
They had an awesome one at Road Atlanta a few years back. I think it was
Yeah.
Osbo and it was JR and Osbo. Well, no, I'm wrong. That's when he monster trucked over Osbo.
Oh,
Corey's been quiet for a minute. It looks like he made. So Corey still has the fart video. So this is a screen grab from the fart video.
oh my God!
Of Paco waking up.
Look at that
to
beautiful
the fart.
mane of hair.
That's Paco waking up on my couch to
Oh
the
my
fart.
God.
And then
Corey, I hate
okay,
you.
so that's important. This means that Corey still has the video, guys. Hold that hope. Hold that hope. It's coming. It's coming right when we need it most. And like, obviously, clearly, we still have darker days ahead.
Corey,
So,
People-
I feel
Corey,
like that's why COVID hasn't ended.
when the world
Yeah.
needs healing the most, Corey will drop this video, and it'll be like a fucking ray of light breaking through the clouds. It'll be like that scene in the third Matrix movie where like the ship like flies above the storm and there's like a ray of sunlight, and then we're gonna go back down to the abyss of terrible things all around us. But in that moment, we will be pure and clean when we see this video of Corey farting Paco awake. Corey, how do you want to pass the cars in FT? Corey, you muted? What are you doing?
No,
All right, let's hear it.
no, I'm not.
I know you've been focused on more important things, clearly, but
I just feel like somebody needs to see that it still exists, right?
it still exists.
I still found the picture of Sasquatch, right? Now we're still in a manhunt to find the rest of the
Yeah,
Loch
which
Ness
you
monster,
clearly have
the
because that's
Sasquatch.
a screen grab. And now I don't know how to feel
Yeah.
about this because I am elated that the fart video does still exist, but I am
Yeah.
disgusted that you are holding it out for this amount of time.
Sometimes the best things you just have to wait for.
We've
Corey,
been waiting.
It's been 3
You know,
years.
it's
It's been
Patreons
3
have been
years.
waiting.
the thing is, Sam, is when you let it go, and if it doesn't come back, it's not meant to be.
So your fart crawled back into your butt, is what you're saying?
I haven't
After
seen
you
it
let
yet.
it out?
I haven't
Okay.
seen it yet.
So once that fart gets back into your body, you'll release the video, is what you're trying to say?
I'm hoping. I hope I see it again.
Wow.
All right,
No.
that's fair. That's
Taylor-
fair. And again,
Passing,
I
passing.
trust you will do the right thing eventually.
Taylor,
Passing.
like
What are
some
my
human
thoughts on
centipede stuff.
passing?
Taylor, if
What are
there's
my
something,
thoughts-
if there's hold on, if there's something you can tell right now that will change the entire world, is to tell Corey to post that video. Do it.
Yeah, post the video.
Oh man,
There you go, dude.
you can't do
like,
this to me, Taylor.
The
Don't
man,
jump on
the
their
man
side,
has spoken. Are you
Don't
gonna
jump
say
on
no
their
to
side,
him?
Taylor, please.
The world needs it. I mean, COVID's counting on you.
Let me watch it just real quick. Hold on.
Oh,
I'm
He's
watching
playing it on the screen behind him.
How about you share screen and do
There
it
it
now?
is. Do you see it on the jumbotron?
He's playing. Oh,
There it is. There it is.
Corey,
Yeah.
he has it. Okay, ladies and
You've
gentlemen,
seen it.
Sam, where do you
You
go?
s-
This is a
You see that? You see that?
breakthrough
You see
moment.
it? We
Super-
had
This
a-
would be the perfect time with Sam
Super
not
chat
here.
is popping.
You had a sneak peek, Sam.
Sam, he had it playing on the
I
jumbotron
had a
behind
little
him.
sneak peek on my jumbotron. So
I was getting more. Hold
It's
on.
all right.
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
it's all right.
Oh, God.
Corey,
Yeah.
are you going to post that video?
I'm when the timing's right. We're talking about passing in Formula Drift right now. That's the most
Okay.
important thing.
All right. Let's.
Passing. Do I think passing is cool? Passing means you're passing because there's a major mistake on track. Major mistakes do not equal cool. But if you take advantage of that major mistake, can it be cool? Maybe.
I mean, the thing is, like,
I would rather see a good tandem than a pass. And remember, passes only happen when shit mistakes happen. So you're trying to make a shitty situation good. That's what a pass is.
well, think about it. Like like for example, I love backward entries and like extreme angle drift. They look super cool, but they've been deemed, like unchaseable.
Wait, hold on a second. FJM 9890 says Corey's lame. A pass is so hard. That is what a pass is not hard. If somebody spins out in the fucking dirt and you drive by them, that's not cool. If somebody goes super shallow and straightens up and you pass going around them, that is not cool either. Do you know what's cooler than that is you pushing the dude across the finish line, like what we saw Taylor do a couple times last round. That's fucking cool. That's cool. Pushing somebody through the finish line on their door is cool. Watching somebody fuck up and go shallow and then somebody sneaks a pass is okay.
I think Corey has a point.
I would rather see fucking door-to-door action than a pass because somebody fucking up. Because
Tra-
that's the only legal way to pass, right? The only legal way to pass is if somebody fucks up.
But
if you miss a zone and you make a pass, that is legal. But if somebody's online, there's no reason to pass.
David,
The judges were saying that he should have just followed him, offline. But also, like,
It wasn't majorly offline. He got back to the
he
zone.
was still in.
But
I mean, he came back
was
in.
offline. He was
yeah, but
offline.
but then like you need to also intentionally fuck up or something. Like you can't, like, you're reading the lead driver to run a certain line, and I don't think you as a chase driver can anticipate that quick of a fuck up necessarily. I don't know.
Well, that's why Vaughn
it's
had
really
that little bit of a hiccup. It was like, oh, should I go? Maybe not. And then he went to like. By the way, David Carey on the chat that says the best passing is passing gas.
Man, this is turning into maximum fartcast today, guys. Come on. We have,
Guys, clean it up. Clean up the show. Clean up the show. We're trying to have a clean show here. Speaking of clean show, look at this guy.
guys, we're being scouted by primary sponsors today, guys. So
Look at that
we just get our shit
stash.
together.
Hold
Look
on.
at this background guy. Look at
Hold
this
on.
guy.
Look at that mustache. Corey, do you feel intimidated by that?
No.
No, he just has so much testosterone running through his veins that it blows out his upper lip. I don't
Also-
have that.
Also, when you Google Taylor Hall, you get, like I said, every fourth picture is of this Taylor Hall. There's one named Brendan Taylor Hall who looks like he's a sex offender.
Oh no.
He looks like he's having a hard time.
Was that another sex joke?
There's
We're
another.
losing our sponsorships left and right.
Oh no! There's another Taylor Hall on Twitter who, yeah. There's
Yeah.
Taylor, a lot of Taylor Swifts
Oh.
here, which is cool. She used to Snapchat Corey and I. Long story. And, yeah, get used to it.
Taylor,
America.
defend yourself.
Yeah, that's that story. So yeah, I guess we talked about that main thing. It is really cool to see Vaughn do really well suddenly
Yeah.
again. He's
2 in a row.
form. Do you guys think that if James Dean was here, though, he would kick everyone's asses still?
No.
Like, is everyone driving better, or is just James Dean not here? I'm not sure.
That's up to Taylor.
What do you
That's
think,
what you
Taylor?
think.
I don't know. I don't know. I kind of don't care to speculate on what he
Yeah.
would or wouldn't do. But
Do you ever get a chance to drive against him?
against James,
Yeah.
no.
Not
I
even
never even got to
not
never
even
even got to
practice?
practice against him.
Really?
It never fell that way. A bunch of times against Frederick, and I drove a couple times in practice with Peter, but never with James for whatever reason.
Sorry, hold on. Sorry to interrupt you. Do you have a blankie on your legs?
Oh yeah.
Show us.
Cold Legs Hall.
Look, my house is a no pants zone, so I got a little cold.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah,
Okay,
I
okay.
rarely wear pants on the
All
show.
right. No.
The first thing I do when I come in the door every day is shit the
Pants up.
pants.
Yeah,
Okay.
you gotta air your shit out. I get that.
We'll allow it. All right. Back to you, Taylor.
But I think as far as JR, him and Chelsea both those cars are fast, like real
Yeah.
fast.
You could
And,
see that when they went up against whoever, the cars had speed, and then you could also see that they could add more to them. like
Yeah.
like you saw the car being able to do. Paco, what are you doing? I see you taking a picture of your screen there.
Well, just fine. Just don't mind me.
all right, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can see those cars still at Mornham, so that's cool to see Vaughn do really well. Which I had thought that honestly the team was cursed after I left, so it's good to see them once again doing good. I was worried that they'd never, I took from them what they needed most to succeed. So
The soul.
yeah, I was the heart, the soul, the mascot, the I'd say the punching bag. A lot of like noogies, swirlies, dead arms, Indian burns. That was kind of their style. But I made it through, and we're all healthier and happier for it. We're in new relationships now. Did you guys already read the Ben Tranter
Yes.
super chat that said play the fucking video, Corey?
Oh no. Those.
Okay, yeah, Ben Tranter super chat says play the fucking video, Corey.
I feel like that's why they pay, right? To get their requests honored.
Yeah. Corey, did you actually put some on like the jumbotron and the?
I did. I might have sneaked something up.
Okay.
That was, hey, where's the JTP battle? The JTP battle was.
That was
Let me
semifinals
see.
day 2.
Yep. Okay. Here, let me.
Oh no,
pull it
not
up.
semifinals.
No, finals.
Finals, yeah, finals day 2. Yeah, the finals I took an hour. I forget what I was doing that night, but I was like, oh no, we're on the finals right now. I'll be right there.
Yeah.
And then an hour later, and it was still going. But it was really
Right
fun to
there.
watch. It was
the
cool.
finals day 2.
Did you watch FD this
Yeah.
weekend, Corey?
I'm looking it up
Jesus
right now. Sorry, I
Christ,
get the
man.
wrong video.
Oh, you're looking at the front video. And then while you're looking at that, FJM says opinion on SEA track without the weather.
With or what?
Just opinion on the Seattle track without the weather. Ignore the rain. I know earlier you already said it was kind of one of your favorite tracks because you like that big circle.
Seattle is my favorite track.
It is awesome.
Yeah, it's just such high commitment. It's high risk. It's similar to Irwindale in that way, where if you mess up, you saw it happen. How many times? with people going on the wall.
Chelsea's wall hit versus Vaughn was tough.
And
to see
long.
him. Yeah, to see him like those are my least favorite crash. No, there was a lot of least favorite crashes, but to see someone like just barely get into the wall, but then not being able to steer out of the wall and just having to like constantly hit it, and like Chelsea's car was like hitting the wall, and then I guess there was a little like at the Canada track, like there's a little tooth in the concrete barrier, and he's just like riding the wall. Then all of a sudden, the car just jumps up and gets fucking rocked by some little jutting out in the wall, and then he actually drove off track. I'm surprised he didn't get it towed so he could have, I guess, more time for the 5 minutes. But seeing it drive off track and the side shot down the side of the
wheels
car,
are like-
and both the front and the rear wheel on the left side were just doing this. It was wild. Like that's scary as hell to see.
Yeah, that was one run after he and I ran, and
Yeah.
I did not wish for him to go on the wall, but if he was going to, it would have been cooler if he did it in front of me instead.
Yeah.
Well,
When those two monsters go against each other, it's always a shit show, and a
Yeah,
beautiful
they're
shit show. That was the
Pushing
least.
so hard.
That was the least fun version of seeing those guys go against each other because it didn't actually happen because of that issue. But I get it. There's a lot of pressures.
Yeah, I mean,
to do it.
he knew he had to push so hard because he knew
Mhm.
JR was going to be all in his shit.
Yeah. I want to get to the grammars, but do you guys have any last questions from us?
Well, more like just trying to like what's next for Texas? What do you have ready? Do you have any new tricks? Anything? Are your dryers ready, by the way?
Yeah, I did.
Thank you.
I was like, wait, what is that? Is that me? Is that you guys? That's my dryer song.
Yeah,
No, that's my pants.
yeah. There you
Your
go.
pants are ready.
Pants.
So Texas is going to be different because it's going to be a different track that we've never done before.
Do you know what the track is?
I have an idea, but I don't know like for sure. I just know that no one, to my knowledge, has ever driven it.
It's not the regular infield track we're used to. Is it gonna be like that go-karty track that we see like the driving school or whatever drive around on in the background of the events?
No, it's going to be the infield track still.
Okay, just a
but
different
different section.
Okay.
I think like the first sweeper that we have traditionally had for like the last 4 or 5 years. So that's going to be our last turn now, going in the same direction. So I think that the starting line is going to be like where we used to hot pit. So nobody knows what this is going to be like. I don't think anybody's even tested this track, and I could be wrong, but it will, if it's what I think it is going to be rowdy fast.
That sounds cool. I remember that first year when Corey was doing the Blue Angels in the RV, and FD was still trying to figure out what direction they're going to run the track that year, and then they had Forsberg like test out both ways. And like the first time we initiated into to like the first setup, it was where you guys are ending now, but instead of going off to the right to curve around, where you end essentially on that straight was where you started, and like you started all the way back there and then drove pretty much top speed of his car and then initiated into that long right-hander. And he told us after he did it, it's like, I think I was going like $120 when I initiated there. And then I think him and FD were just like, nah, I don't think that's how we're going to run this. And also I think that way wasn't good for fans. But it was an interesting. I really am curious to see how they're going to run this track different, because
it's going to be fast. But I think what their goal is trying to be able to separate the spectators out, obviously with COVID. So I think they're trying to use a different set of grandstands or something like that. So.
I mean, they still have to bring in grandstands, I guess.
Well, there's the NASCAR grandstands on the back straightaway.
Oh,
wow,
So
that's
if you
right.
get it close enough to the back, you may not have to.
Right up your alley.
Yeah, I don't
think
know.
we-
If it's as fast as what it looks like, it may be triple digits. I don't know.
let's just put blankets on the oval.
Yeah,
Something.
works.
I don't know. There you go.
Yeah, like a amphitheater type concert.
There you go.
Corey, do you want to hit him with any hard shots here before we do insties?
I'm actually looking up the actual definition of the passing rules in Formula Drift.
Oh yeah, what'd you learn?
Let me see here.
It's about to get boring. All right, Corey.
No,
hit us up.
no.
Just kidding.
We like rules. We like rules here.
Let's see.
You're looking at.
I'm gonna drain some pee out of my balls.
There you go.
Hey, hold on. Wait, hold on. What's? Yeah, he's in his
Whoa!
underwear. Yeah, we saw boxers.
Those were Haynes.
Yeah. All right, now the tail
Passing is
gone.
allowed in Formula Drift. Passing is not required, but is legal for the chase vehicle to do as long as the following conditions are met. The lead driver must be offline, offline, or completely off course. The chase driver can only pass on inside clipping points.
No, here's
the
the
chase
thing.
driver can only pass on the inside of the lead driver. The chase driver becomes a lead driver once the chase vehicle has fully surpassed the lead driver's vehicle.
When you say being
that's it?
the driver being offline, how do you how do you say, well, at this point is offline or not offline?
The lead driver must be offline or completely off course.
So to say the driver needs to be offline, that what is the criteria to say, okay,
Yeah,
at
that
this
is a
point,
very loose definition, because I imagine they either didn't think
You-
about it or they wanted to give the judges leeway.
you can be like, oh, well, it's a car length, but well, what size of car? Or it's a, like maybe they need to draw a line on the track, but then now, everybody just found the line. Like, how do you
So-
define what means to be off the line?
Corey, read the last bit of that again, the last statement on it.
The chase
Welcome back.
driver becomes the lead driver once the chase vehicle has fully surpassed the lead driver's vehicle.
Fully surpassed.
Upon
Is
completion of a properly performed legal pass, the chase driver will become the lead driver and must complete the run according to the judge's criteria. Once the run is complete, the vehicles that was passed will receive an incomplete run.
Now,
Yeah, but the line, the important words there are fully surpassed. Which
here's the other thing, exactly, because when you have two lines for the track, like inner and outer, how do you define the line of the car? Like, is this a line perpendicular to the edge of the line?
They're not talking about that. They're talking about the race line, the drift line. They're
Well,
saying like offline.
No, but
Like-
Corey was talking about, like, if the car passes, like if a car needs
Yeah,
to
Well, it says
fully
it's
pass.
just not fully defined.
Exactly.
Yes, well,
So-
I think it leaves intentional, like some laws in this here fine country. Like there's a legal definition that is loose because they want it to be open to interpretation by individual
Right.
judges.
I agree with that, Sam.
I don't know what porn is, but I'll know it when I see it, sort of shit.
I
The
bet
lead
it
driver
won't.
must be offline or completely off course. Offline by one cars, two cars, Should there be a passing reference line? The chase driver can only make a pass on the inside clipping point, so you can't pass on outer zone. So it's like a dude can't run the wall and the other dude just run the bottom part of the
Yeah.
apron and like sneak a pass. Obviously, that's an illegal pass.
That doesn't. Yep.
It has to be on an inside clipping point, which
Yeah.
that's where Vaughn was.
Makes
But
perfect
how
sense.
far?
Yeah, the key word here is fully surpassed, and he was not fully surpassed because JTP was still able to dive in there and hit him.
I bet it'll read differently next month.
Yeah. Hold on, you got a screen share. Oh, you're playing the shiz. Yeah.
Like JTP is obviously offline there.
But not that much, honestly.
Like,
but
there's
but
the
no,
inner-
but that's and that's the bigger part right there. He left a full car's breadth, and drifting at this point in FD is so precise that you leave a little bit. Yeah. And I guess from that angle too, it looks way different. Like this isn't the standard angle they kept on showing in replays. This is like the side by side, yeah. But like, yeah, here it looks much less so.
Well, here's the argument, right? Watch this. So Justin was saying, I'm still on course. I'm a foot off of that outer zone. You would judge me terribly. You wouldn't give me a 0 for offline. Like, so
But
did the
Vaughn
car
stuck in
fit
there.
through? But even though I made a mistake, I still tried maintaining my line and gathering it
Yeah.
up for that outer zone.
No, JTP skipped drifting there and straightened out essentially
Well, let's
to
see.
pick up speed.
Let's see.
Look,
He's
like,
still at
boom.
angle and he's rotating. He's rotating.
I don't know. He pretty much
That's a
straightened-
rotation. Hold on. Let me slow it down.
He pretty much straightened there to
Sam, watch.
That's not
Big
look like.
correction. Look at he's about a 2-3 feet off that last inner clip reference.
look at him,
But,
He
but he's still
transitioned.
inside the
No,
That's
track.
a transition.
He was already straight by the time Vaughn was just beginning to transition.
Yeah, because he's offline. He's running.
Yeah.
He's offline, so he's trying to stay on course. So he
I
has
think
to
he
run.
He
now
was
he doesn't
speeding
have
up.
the ability to get down.
He
to
was
where he needs
speeding
to
up.
be.
Yeah, but he was speeding up to get in front of Vaughn again.
Oh, yeah.
What do you mean? He may have him, but at the end of the day, it's like if he goes any further than that, right there, he's going to go offline. Right? That's my argument. My argument is I had to transition where I transitioned, so I kept 4 tires on course. Vaughn was in the way, deflecting
Yeah.
me from rotating. I'm trying to stay on course and complete my run.
Yeah, I just want to see
That's
like an
that's
initial
not a-
B when the guys get past and they just go, and then they like.
See, that's the
Impossible.
problem, right? Having it loose ended like that is what makes it difficult because it's like, yo, if you an incomplete is if your front bumper is not on the 3rd or 4th yellow line, that means you're open to pass. If they just say that, right? They always have 3 to 4 marks right here.
Yeah.
The 4th mark means you're open to pass. If that 4th mark is exposed, then you're open to pass. He's probably
Yeah, he's away
feet
from
off
it.
that. But the thing is, he still stays on all 4 tires on course. He's still drifting. Vaughn is obviously on the right line, but JTP is doing what he can
To get back on his line.
to get back in his line.
Yeah, fuck that. His ass is passed, and if the other car gets the inner clip inside of you and before you, they're in the lead now, and you have to not hit them. Suck it.
Well, wasn't a full pat like? Hold on.
You know what? Because that, if you rear at the rule like that, that allows more passing and more hitting each other. It's gonna be badass.
Let me see something real quick.
But yeah, I mean, I there's definitely. I mean, Corey makes a lot of good points, and I
He's never made a good point.
when I was watching the whole thing, I kind of agreed. And after listening to the judges coming up with all the criteria, then I was like, okay, I agree with the judges. It's just that it's such a
But the
hard. It's such a hard. It's hard to tell. For example, you know, if the car is off the line, it's like, well, how? At what point do we define the car is off the line?
Is he defending? So Ben Tranter says he was defending his line. Was he defending a line or preventing himself from going off course for a 0?
He
That
straight
is
up
the
said,
question.
I wasn't gonna let him pass me.
Well, yeah, but I mean, that was his interview, and he's just being a
Yeah, if he-
smartass.
Yeah, but I get it.
But
We
you see, like,
said earlier in the
I
show,
think the
like,
story
yeah,
is
I'm
this.
gonna,
Do you see the open-ended argument there? Like there needs to be a defined, hey, 4th hash mark, it's fair game. And then they can review the video and be like, oh, there, it's cut and clear.
Yeah.
But now you have a guy wanting to defend his line, okay, or defend his line, or prevent 4 tires from going off and getting an automatic 0. There's just so many arguing points that you can go through with that. That's why it needs to be more defined. And that's some of the rules in Formula Drift.
Here's a new
They're
definition.
very open-ended.
If there's a contested pass, you guys have to tie your left hands together with a bandana and tie a knife into each of your right hands, and you have a stab off. So you can't get away, and you got to stab.
Are
It'll
you
be cool.
Are you ready for that, Taylor?
Yeah, that sounds great.
What-
I have
what-
pretty long arms.
Where are you
Fuck yeah.
stopping first?
I don't know. I guess whoever tries to pass me.
There you go.
Perfect.
That'll be a
Um,
bold move.
So let's get into Instagram questions, but first I want to get this one out. Let's say it's a battle, you and every FD driver out there, and you guys have American Gladiators, the bow staff, but with soft pillows. I'm sure they're not that soft; they're still probably pretty hard. And you guys are on like an Olympics, the beam. You know, you're on a beam, and there's like deep hit on either side, and you're going up against each driver in combat with those big pillow-ended bow staffs. Like, where are you ending up in this top 32? You going to the top?
Oh yeah,
You got the balance, you got the speed, you got the aggression.
yeah. I'm gonna win.
Who would give you the biggest challenge? I want to say Vaughn would do well. I want to say.
I feel like probably JR, probably
JR.
Justin.
Yep, Justin. These big dogs. That's what you're thinking. You're thinking these girth boys.
Osbo, taller people with long reach.
Yeah, James Deaton would fuck everyone up then because he's
Probably so.
the string dean. He's
Yeah,
got
but
it.
he doesn't have the weight to push afterwards.
Yeah, that's true. But he's nimble. I feel like he'd cartwheel up to you and sweep the leg.
Yeah, Vaughn would have been better when he was like 40 pounds heavier.
Yeah, and Turk's been getting the core strength in though. I'm looking at the people right now. Man, that's tough. Yeah, I would put you near the top for that.
Yeah, I think we should do that for qualifying next year.
Yeah, that's where I think that's the first time we discussed something along those lines. Like, let's make qualifying cool, like hot dog eating or glizzies, as the children
Something
call them
different every
today.
round. I like American Gladiator. That's fun.
There you go.
Yeah, glizzy comp, or maybe we make you guys scale the aggro crag. Does that ring a bell?
Yeah. No.
Aggro Crag, Nickelodeon Sports or whatever that show was, where they had climb the big mountain with the boulders.
I
Oh,
think you're a lot
okay.
older than me, Sam.
How old are you?
30. No, 31 now.
What?
Yeah, it sounds like you're pretty fucking old, my man. I'm 34.
You're such a kid. Unbelievable. How old are you, Corey, now?
35.
Wow.
Taco.
I'll be 40 in 2 weeks.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
I remember when my mom turned 40 and I made fun of her.
Did you? What'd he say?
Oh my God.
I remember I got like some gag gift thing that said like 40.
Lordy,
40 or
lordy.
something like
Guess
that.
who's 40?
Yeah, like one of those things, which is funny now like I'm pretty fucking close, and like it's weird that I have memories of that long ago.
Sorry, Sam. I'm still jealous of your hair.
Oh, it's okay.
I wish I had hair.
Everyone hates it. Everyone hates the top knot. I get it. It's not cool, even though it's agile, it's firm, and it's sensual. But that's cool.
If I
It'll be
had
fun.
that much hair, I will totally rock the bun.
Thank you.
No, I was being sincere. Just the ability to be able to have that to put it in a man
Yeah.
bun would be
Thank
nice.
you, man. I
Ta-
appreciate
Taylor understands me.
it.
Yeah.
We got to read Instagram.
There's a reason the
'cause-
hat's here.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see.
Howdy, partner.
Do you have a small duck under that hat? Like, do you got an animal, like a critter? What do you have?
A critter.
You got a critter? You got a critter? under
Critters
that
for
hat?
sure.
But like,
All right, man, got critter in there.
I just assume that everyone with a cowboy hat on that keeps it on indoors has some sort of small animal they ain't supposed to have.
You never know when you have to do a magic trick. That's the
And
fucking
yeah,
rule.
there's that. And also, I fucking guarantee it. If you guys go to a restaurant or whatever, like something to a movie theater, fucking whatever, and you see someone wearing a cowboy hat, keep an eye on that person for like more than like 2 minutes. You're gonna see that person taking like a little piece of bread, like a pinch of bread off their plate. They're gonna wet it down in their mouth, and then they're gonna lift the top of their hat up and put that bread underneath the hat. I fucking guarantee it. Anytime you see someone wearing a cowboy hat, they do that within like 2 minutes, because everyone that wears a hat indoors, they're feeding a critter, and that's
Or I
what I'm
keep my
trying to get
monkey.
America.
yeah.
Yeah, see, you fucking dropped, yeah, and now you're out of the club. You're out of the
No,
fucking.
that's what you, Sam. You're here.
Yeah. Like Corey never takes his hat
Yeah,
off.
no, I got
Paco-
a critter in the hat.
Yeah, you got a critter. No, you don't, because you could. I guess it'd be very small, but like because cowboy hats they got more room. And then when you see someone like in a 10-gallon cowboy hat, there's a fucking reason they got a big crit. They got a fucking sea lion in there or something.
It's
I don't
called
know.
the Stetson, Sam.
It's called 10-gallon hat, Paco.
Speaking of critters,
I fucking
FJM 9898. Hi Frank. He's on
Hi.
super chat asking ducks or otters.
That's a good question.
I'm gonna go otter because the last time I was at a zoo, saw an otter laying on its back playing with itself, and
Hey!
don't do that.
Hey, yeah, ducks are real
Nice.
rapey. Otters are cool. They're like sea
Yeah.
kitties.
Yeah, they
I like
play
that
with
a lot.
themselves.
Never seen
10
a duck with a red rocket.
No,
They
because
got-
they're cloacas. Come on,
Yeah,
dude.
they got corkscrew peens, man. Look it up.
By the way, Larry Chen's in chat. I just want
Hi,
you guys
Larry.
to know that. Larry's here to see Taylor. That's all.
Yeah.
Hi, Larry.
Larry's here. Say hi, guys. Chat. Say hi to Larry. Else I'm gonna punch you.
Another super chat question from Tendrift. What will happen first? Taylor Hall getting into top 4 or Halls of Hazard episode 2?
Probably in top 4.
Oh, so no plans for.
No,
Halls
it's
of
actually
Hazard?
like 2/3 of the way done filming with the second episode, but FD gets in the way.
As it does.
I'm trying. It's gonna be a minute because I'm trying to jump a car for the second episode. And the car's not built yet.
Wait, we say
See,
jump a
what
car.
you
do
should
mean,
do is fly up in your black stallion, your drift car, right? And as you roll up to the junk, cut scene to like
Stonewall.
a minivan, and then cut to like your car driving down the ramp. So you can just do like a shitty cut, but make it look like it's all blended.
Or here's another idea. Instead of being a little wiener dog and just doing like a jump, you get one of those one-wheel ramps that makes it do a barrel roll, and you go for that.
Right.
If you go for the barrel roll, you can't fail.
That's true. It's designed to fail.
Larry, while you're here, what do you think of this top knot? Keep it, cut it off. What should I do with this?
You look like a knockoff samurai.
You guys
Okay.
want to do Insta,
Cool.
I'm
Insta
just saying.
questions?
Like, think about it. If there was a bunch of samurais playing kickball, you'd be the last one picked because you're a shitty samurai.
I put the
That's
sand-
because he had his ponytail cut off for being. a bad
Yeah,
samurai.
that's true. That's true.
They should make a movie for Sam called The Last Shitty Samurai.
Yeah.
Larry-
Shadow Slayer says FMK Sam Paco Corey, and I think he means
Fuck Mary Kill.
fart.
Oh shit.
Oh my God, we're losing all our
Paco.
sponsors.
Fart, munch, and knuckle.
Krill. No, Krill. Who are you gonna fart on? Who are you gonna munch? And who are you gonna cover in small undersea critters? No,
you,
or you can do that or fuck Mary Kill. That's fine. Sam Paco Corey. Let's hear it, Taylor. And I urge you to choose correctly.
Right. Well, you've been talking about critters a lot, so I'm gonna go critters/kill on you.
That was wise. You
Bye,
just-
Sam.
No, that was wise because if you didn't kill me, I was gonna kill you. So good call.
Oh, this is like, what's that new game out, Sam? That's Among Us. We're playing
Among
right now.
Us.
Oh, I haven't played
Um,
that one. I did start playing Fall Guys though, which I do appreciate.
Taylor.
Taylor, come on, kiss a homie. Come on,
Maybe
kiss a homie.
maybe we'll just combine the other 3 and we'll just join a convent. And,
Whoa. It's getting intense right here.
yeah,
So I get murdered, and you're gonna constantly fucking marry the 2 of them. Got
Hey,
you.
that's right.
Cool.
Yeah.
Suck it,
Cool.
Sam.
He's gonna start his own religion with
And-
a polyamorous religion.
Yeah, and it's a good idea you kill me first because I won't stand for that.
Right.
I'm
We'll
a-
move to Utah. It'll be a good time.
Yeah, Sam,
Yeah.
you're acting super sus right now. You gotta chill.
Oh man, look,
Oh,
I'm a man on woman man, and if you want to fight me on that, then that's fine. I'll have sex with you too, and then I'll show you who's boss.
by the way, Larry Chen on chat says, Taylor, next round, top 4, sir, please.
Mm-hmm.
That's
So,
the plan.
So you know what happens?
No
when
pressure.
when you don't listen to Larry, right? You know what happens?
You don't get
Yeah.
photos?
No,
You,
he meets
you end
you
up
in
with
a
a
porta
partial
potty and he
samurai.
punches- Yeah.
No, Larry's a notorious porta potty dumper, and what that means
Dude,
is
I
that
watched Larry poop in a urinal at a porta potty.
yeah, he's fucking wild.
He's a urinal dumper, 100%.
What you guys don't know about Larry Chen would surprise you, and
Dude,
that's
I'm
that,
telling you.
and that's mostly that he shits only in urinals.
Yeah. You got to be
That's-
careful. He's a hoverer and he goes straight.
Yeah.
Bombs the urinals, that man.
He bombs urinals, and it's funny because like on his videos and like in everything you see him, he's like always so nice. He's like, "Oh, hi, I'm Larry Chen, and I'm so sorry." He just says sorry like all the time without like any reason. And then the second the cameras are off of him, he's shitting in the urinal, guaranteed. Yeah, invite him over
That's
to your
why he's
parents' house.
apologizing.
Well,
Yeah.
Lewis and Leif, they stand out of the porta potties like security guards do with their arms crossed, right?
Life, yeah. You
So
mean
they stand out there with their arms crossed, and then when they get close to it,
and you're talking about the Chengels right now,
yeah.
Larry and the Chengels.
Something like this when you get too close to it.
And we're talking about Big Lou, and Big Lou is there to keep Larry in check, which is wild that anyone can even mildly do that. And then Leaf, on the other hand, he's the dude on Larry's other shoulder that's kind of like, hey, I bet you won't shit in that urinal. And then Larry's like, fucking watch this.
Yeah.
And
Don't
then
double dare, Larry.
Yeah. It's gross, but it's endearing,
Yeah.
honestly. And that's why I love him.
Typical.
So the more of the
typical
story is,
Larry.
Taylor, if Larry has to go poop, don't let him use.
Don't invite him to your
Don't
parents'
let him near your
house.
trailer.
Nope.
Don't let him near your parents' house.
Nope.
Don't let him near your pits.
Yeah, just,
Safety. This is just our fair warning.
Wow.
and again, super
appreciate
nice
that.
guy, super
And you have to
friendly.
finish fourth. If you don't do what he says, it's gonna be real bad. I'm not gonna tell you what
Wow.
happens, but
Super friendly, world-renowned photographer, but don't let him shit in your parents' urinal because it does not end well for anyone. I promise you
Oh
that.
my god.
And
I believe you.
Larry, you will clean that up. I invited you over for spaghetti night, and you fucked up. And that's a fact. Can we get to Instagram? I have to pack and go to Grid Life. So Nick Rose comes at us first with which tube socks out of your collection are your favorite?
Oh man, I got some sweet Jaws tube socks. So like the feet are the Jaws mouth, and then it goes up, and the rest of his.
The rest is history.
Yep, that's right.
You're gonna need
So
a.
those. That'd be those. I'm gonna try and get a pair for Ryan Literal. I've heard
We're
he
gonna
really
need a
likes
bigger
tube
boat.
socks.
What does Ryan Literal want on his socks?
I don't know. I found some really awesome ones with chicken feet. I think I'm gonna get those for him.
That's
That's
totally
pretty cool.
him.
Subdubbin says, "Hell yeah, make him cry again." I don't know
Oh.
what that's a reference to.
That's
On your it's St. Louis. Where you cried.
horrible. That
I
You
forgot.
got to bring Lorette on to get me to cry.
I
God.
forgot. Oh my god! I remember I said when I saw that, I was like, "We need to get him on the show so I can make fun of him." No, I would never.
no. Hey,
No, it's so
Sam,
happy.
Sam, no. Sam, try to
so
make
happy.
Taylor.
I
Try
s-
to make emotional. Go, Sam.
Okay, Taylor.
Yeah, this is for you, bud.
Taylor,
Taylor.
you don't have a squirrel under your hat.
boom.
That was good. I was really close.
Oh, his voice cracking.
Taylor, you have to put pants on
Someday.
someday. You have to wear pants. Nope, not gonna
Not
do it. All right.
today.
Not
Corey, you're
today.
up. Corey, you're up. I don't know how to make him cry. He's strong. He's strong. He's an iron wall.
No pants.
Taylor,
Yep.
you did something that most men have never accomplished before. And
Is it making you share that video?
Damn. Ooh. Now you're gonna make Corey cry.
I was gonna say something really nice too.
This suddenly turned into.
Say.
It's just, I remember watching you when you took off your hat and waved at everybody on your top 16 intro. I actually clipped that. I was gonna post it on Instagram. Do you know how many people you made happy doing that? Taking off your hat and showing there's no critters underneath your hat.
At least one.
I mean, that didn't make me happy because that fucking ruined a lot of majesty. I had.
Now Sam's crying.
I used to respect you before I learned
That's
that
why
there was...
Taylor. Do you guys didn't know that? He takes off his hat and he waves, but he shows to prove there's no critters.
Oh.
Yeah, but also here's the fucking thing.
Don't
though.
butt me, Sam.
No, the squirrel is
Misdirection.
holding on to the inside of the hat.
Don't butt me.
'Cause you notice when he does it, he does like this. and,
Howdy,
like, You
partner.
don't get to see what's inside the hat. That's because there's a fucking squirrel in there.
Oh,
Yeah, that's just
it's
on.
like pooping in a public bathroom where you put your feet against
Yeah.
the door. You can't open it, right?
It's
So
And
called-
then also, so if you also go on our Instagram and see the photo that we have there for the Taylor Hole questionnaire, it's him holding that hat over his heart, and that's
Holding
to
the
warm.
squirrel in.
Yeah, to hold the squirrel in. 'cause
Squirrel
fucking
is the squirrel is
'cause-
tickling his chest.
Yeah, because Mr. Chester Chester.
That's
Yeah,
the
is that his
squirrel's
name?
name.
Yeah, Mr. Chester Piece is in there, and he's like, "Tut, tut, tut, tut," and Tara's like, "Not fucking now, Chester." And then because you're holding him in, and he wants to be a part of this top 16, he wants to feel special.
Yeah.
But you also can't. Everyone knows that if a cowboy lets his squirrel be seen, he loses his cowboy strength
And his nuts.
in his nuts.
With
And
the-
then, yeah, and then your balls will never have pee in them again.
See, hey,
By the way,
Taylor, aren't you? See, can you only do? I have a feeling most guests can only do one Driftcast a year. I'm just letting you guys know.
Yeah, yeah. I
This
don't know
is
why.
Taylor. This is it. We're trying to get everything out now, dude.
I
Like,
don't know why.
guys, real
Yeah,
quick.
that'd be great.
10 Drift on chat says, "Tell Taylor that his hat isn't made of real cowboy. Is it not real cowboy? Is it art? Is it synthetic?"
See, now that's gonna make me cry.
Yeah, that's fucked up, dude.
That's fucked up, man.
Paco, FJM in chat is saying thanks for the photo.
Yeah, that's
Paco.
Frank. He.
Well, then why is Frank saying? Did you not tag Frank?
I did. 100% did.
Well, then fucking lay off it, Frank.
Yeah.
I think he's being sincere.
Fuck off.
You got tagged, Frank. What else do you want from us? Jesus, man. I'm just kidding. Thanks for the photo, Frank. Macho Man with a hard-hitting question here. What's your favorite planet?
Oh man, it always used to be Jupiter when I was in school. I think it's 'cause
Really?
it's got that crazy storm. Yeah.
Yeah,
And the weird
constant storm.
rings.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
but now,
Electromagnetic storm.
now
at
is
all
Uranus?
times. Paco.
Please tell with butt
Again,
jokes. Paco,
I
you're
will-
probably from Jupiter, Paco, because you're sure really stupider right now.
Oh my goodness. And I will,
You're supposed to-
Paco, I
you're
will
supposed to
urge
use
you-
that-
That's fired.
yeah, what the fuck,
will-
man? Bleep it.
Shut up.
Yeah, I'll urge you guys to try and keep this shit clean because we do not want to get banned from Twitch.
We're already shut down off of YouTube, so
Are we already
banned.
demonetized on Twitch right now?
Oh, yeah.
we're lost on everything.
We're gone.
And then, but follow up from Macho Man. Do you think Pluto should be thrown back into the mix?
Yeah. Why is it gonna get ostracized? I feel like we're an equal opportunity solar system.
There you go.
It's a planetesimal. Incorrect, Taylor. That is incorrect. It has an elliptical
Damn
orbit.
it.
It is. And if we have to allow Pluto, there's a bunch of other planetesimals we have to allow in there. It's not.
It's a
proper.
planetoid.
Slippery slope.
It's a planetesimal, Paco, and I need you to correct your astronomy facts right now.
Well, actually, the
Do you think the
of
planet X
Pluto-
is real? Do you think that there's a gas giant, like a cold gas giant, that's on a super wide orbit that has been protecting us from asteroids for millennia, and that's the reason why humanity has been allowed to survive for so long, and why we haven't found intelligent life elsewhere? Do you think that that's real, Taylor?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, good. Did you guys know that we recently found
Damn, you need to
evidence
shut the
of a
Let Taylor
super?
answer a few questions
of a
because he's ready for
super-
bed. Do you know it's almost midnight on the East Coast, Sam? Stop being a fucking asshole.
He's not on the East Coast. He's in fucking
Atlanta.
Bovine, Texas.
Oh, I hate you so much.
I wish that was true.
Where are you, Taylor? We don't even know.
I am in South Atlanta.
He said at the
Atlanta.
very beginning. Do you not? Do you?
God damn
the
it,
thing is,
Sam.
Taylor, the problem with Sam is he talks so much he forgets what you asked you about an hour ago.
You guys
I
finish the
want to
show.
apologize for Sam because
You
he's an
guys
ass-
finish. You know, it's cool. You finish the show. See how long it goes. Let's let Paco try to wind down the show.
Perfect. Question from Formula D Pro 3. How fast can you make it on the cannonball with this caddy?
Oh, not very fast. You have to stop for fuel too much.
Oh, what's the top speed? You ever measure the top speed on that thing?
The Cadillac,
Yeah.
I think the fastest I've probably ever been in that car is maybe 130. I did take it down a drag strip, like an 1/8 mile, and I held it a little bit longer past the 1/8. I really want to take it and run the quarter like Chelsea and Vaughn did. I think that'd be cool to find out how fast it could actually go.
Where is after a Formula Drift round where a bunch of drifters go to the drag strip? What is that?
I don't know. I haven't heard of that.
Yeah, like Pat Gooding and Stoneback and all the boys went to a drag strip and they were just like beating everybody with their
It's probably
Nissans.
Orlando then.
Possibly. Yeah, you should.
There is a drag strip at the grounds at Orlando, actually.
That's probably what it was. Ben Tranter, can you hook me up with whoever took your headshots for the FD live stream?
Yeah, man. Come on over. This guy.
Right there. Was that a selfie?
I think so. No, my wife might have took it. I can't remember.
Aaron Dookie, hard hitting question. Not to get political, But which Duke boy is your favorite? Thanks, Dookie. The questions that really matter.
Hey, you know what? It was Luke Duke for a long time until I met John Schneider in person. He's a super cool guy, so I'm going Bo Duke.
Nice. Did you didn't you just bought a Charger not too long ago?
I've had a few. I sold most of what I've had. I'm building a 70 Plymouth Superbird right now though, with the big the giant wing and the big nose cone.
What's the plan for
That's
it?
huge.
You gotta drift it?
dude.
Yeah, they're enormous. They're that's gonna be my new cannonball car.
Okay.
That's amazing,
sick.
dude. That's actually badass.
That's sick. What power plant? Mopar or no car?
Yeah, new gen Hemi. Yeah, Comp's developing a bunch of new stuff for the Hemi, so we'll kind of help them pilot that with this car. I'm hoping maybe it'll be at SEMA next year. We'll see.
Corey, questions from Instagram?
Let's see. If I were to get anything off of Instagram,
That's
let
a
me
pretty
see. There
good
were some
photo of
good
Taylor,
questions.
by the way.
To be honest, with you, I would like
background.
Taylor to go through and read all of them because they're actually really good, man. They're
Are
all
they?
really, really good. Yeah.
No, well, whenever you're done, I mean, with the show, go for it and respond to
Considering
everybody.
that it's
There's a lot of
midnight
good
where
questions.
Taylor's at, I don't want to keep
Yeah, there
pushing
was
this
a
any
super
further.
chat.
Tonight. Honestly, Taylor, tonight's been amazing, man. And I think at the end of the day, you've been kicking so much fucking ass this year, and huge improvement from what it was a previous year. The seat time has definitely shown, and I think you've made a lot of new fans and a lot of new friends with what you've been doing. And even if you were still driving the same and thinking that people, obviously you're just a good person in the paddock, and all of us appreciate what you do for the sport, and pushing this pain in the ass car that is very unpopular to its new limits. So much respect on everything they've been doing this series, and
Yeah.
it's much appreciated. Dude.
Always bringing that
Series needs it.
southern hospitality to the paddock.
Yeah, we try our best, and I appreciate that. We're super proud and pleased with what we've done so far, but not going to be satisfied till we win. You know, we're not going to. I'm not going to an event where I don't think I can win. I think we can go to Texas and compete to win. So that's the plan.
Hell yeah.
Get that dirty W, dude. Did you guys before we let Taylor go? Did you guys read the Les Ben Trenner super chat?
There's
Shout
two
out.
more super chats. Yes, go for it.
The
Those
last
that
one
we'll
is
get 'em
we're gonna end on Shutter Slayers. Ben, real quick says shout out Brandon Wheaton. He's a little twink boy and new FD fan for 2020, and officially Taylor's biggest fan as of St. Louis. Also, Sam, what you do after Grid Life? I'm going to Taylor's house to put some pants on him.
Taylor.
Make him cry.
Oh,
No, let's be honest. I'm going to see what's underneath that fucking hat once and for all, and I'll find out for you guys. Don't worry. I will report. Well, yeah, I know where he is.
There it is,
He-
a squirrel.
I know. No, he was inside the hat the whole time. Come on, man. And then Shutter Slayer finally says, "Look at the clock on the wall. Holy shit, Taylor! Is it 12:10 there right now?
It
Yeah.
is.
Get to bed.
what are you
You
doing
don't
here
work
with
in
us?
the morning."
I do.
All right. Well, thank you so much for spending time with us, man. I appreciate you, as Corey said, in a much nicer way. But yeah, we're excited to see what you do for the rest of the year. And I guess that'll do it. Anything else, boys?
Oh yeah, was thank our Patreons because
Mhm.
even after these hard times of COVID-19 pandemic, they
Don't remind them. I'm
they
sure
s-
if you remind them,
Yep.
they're going to be like, holy shit, I'm still paying for that.
God damn it. But
Yeah.
the boys are sticking with us. Appreciate that. Like obviously
Mhm.
it's because of you that we made the show.
And Corey's going to release a fart video if
and
we
Cor-
get 500 Patreons.
Yep, exactly. So
No.
thanks so much all our patrons. If you want to join, go to patreon.com/MaximumDriftcast. Even $1 helps a lot. And also thanks to Grid Life.
Yeah. Watch me on the struggle bus this weekend on the Grid Life, and Corey will be posting the fart video.
Yep.
I think tonight, probably.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
There you go.
Thank you, Corey. Appreciate that. And Taylor's gonna be putting some pants on and showing us his secret squirrel.
And also,
Um,
if you want to thank anybody in particular, Taylor, go for it before we let you go.
Taylor,
So, first and foremost, just want to thank all the fans for sticking with us and coming out to the rounds that you can come to and tuning in to the ones that you can't. My crew this year, obviously, is sacrificing a lot. Nick, as you mentioned, David Carey dropped the camera and came down and crewed for us a little bit, and my buddy Ethan Parnell.
Nice.
JJ Alfano is going to come and finish us off with clutch kickers, and I think come out to Texas. And obviously my wife, hairdresser, keeper of the squirrel, and spotter Tamara is doing a great job this year. Our sponsors, we couldn't do them without
Absolutely,
them.
man.
Sick.
Achilles, Comp, Liquid Molly, Yellow Speed, Affirm Consulting. The list goes on. But it's a great experience being able to deliver results to those guys that have stuck with us for so long, and the new ones that have come on. Just really appreciate them sticking with us, and really looking forward to what the rest of the year holds, and won't stop till we get on the box.
Sweet.
Way to
Awesome.
be, man.
Don't stop till you get it up.
That's right.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Taylor. I will get to the bottom of what's underneath your hat sometime soon. And sleep well. Don't.
Sam, shut up. Taylor, have a good night.
Y'all have a good night. I'm gonna let you say my
There you go.
Hey, look at that. He's
Nice.
towing up. All right. Later, y'all. Thank you so much. We will see you guys.
Thanks
next
everybody for
time.
tuning in, and we'll see you hopefully next week.
And Corey, if you ever fucking talk to me like that in front of my friends, I will fucking end you. Do you ever fucking stand?
Shut up.
Corey, is the show over, Pago? Pago.